Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, you know. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 578. And joining us once again, we have Mike from the Humanist Report. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for inviting me back on. It's always a really good sign when you get invited back onto a show. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I think the first time I met you, you were, I think it was when you were on the Altered Perspective with me, and it was my birthday, and I got kind of wasted.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I know you were super wasted, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Although it's always awkward when you're the sober one and other people are having a good time and drunk. You know, it's like, I'm not enjoying this as much. I feel like I should, like, grab a drink or something.
Yeah.
But it was fun nonetheless.
Yeah. I just had, that was about a year ago. I just had another birthday recently, so now...
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm just going to stop telling people it's my birthday after 40. So I have one more, or 2 more years.
They'll just have to guess if you're, like, blackout, wasted, drunk. They'll just guess it's your birthday.
They won't be able to.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have a debate, and unfortunately, Styx canceled. And that's fine. People were saying he's afraid and stuff. I don't know if that's true. I think he just had a legitimate reason not to show up, and maybe we can reschedule that. We will play a few Styx videos that we can comment on. It's not quite a debate though, because he can't respond to what people are saying.
Yeah,
but I think it'll be interesting.
Well, and look, shit happens, so I don't hold it against him. If he's down, I'm absolutely more than willing to reschedule. I don't think that he's scared. This is I never debated before. This would be my first debate, so there's nothing to be afraid of. And anyone who's seen like any of my interviews, they know that even if I disagree with someone, I'm incredibly civil. So like, you can't get a more cuck soy boy to debate than me. I don't think he's scared. So hopefully everything's okay with him. You know, I don't hold it against him.
Sure.
Maybe he's afraid he'll catch the soy disease.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
And also, we do have a strike on this channel. YouTube has recently... I can't believe YouTube did something to improve, but they basically have a warning policy now. So we do have a strike, and it was actually on 2 different videos.
and but we're still allowed to stream, and there's no account restrictions whatsoever.
Which is amazing because they are always like punish you first, and then later on we'll get to the bottom of it. It's a good sign, I think.
Yeah. There's still a lot of work to be done, but that is a good sign. I mean, the whole retroactive punishment, like we make a new rule, even though we have over a decade's worth of videos, we make a new rule that, you know, this is no longer allowed. So now we go back and punish everyone that, you know, broke the rule before it was a rule.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of really angry people because their channels have existed now for so long that you can't do that. Like, that's a horrible way to enforce it. That's a horrible way to treat your creators after they've been loyal to the platform. You've been making, you know, YouTube money. So to do that to you is messed up. So it's good that they're actually not going out of their way to kind of just fuck you over, you know, arbitrarily. I mean, it's still wrong. But the fact that you can still stream and you just got a warning, it's a big improvement.
Yes.
You know, for anyone who doesn't know what it's like to deal with YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think anything that's older than like 3 months should go under like a removal, and YouTube will just send you a message saying this.
Now, I haven't
cool.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I haven't verified this personally.
Yeah.
But I've heard that TJ, the Amazing Atheist, got hit with one of these too. And strangely enough, I got a DM from G-Man saying he got hit with one on the same day.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's weird. It's like a conspiracy, I feel like, if all three of you who are kind of related, absolutely. It's like, interesting.
I wouldn't say it's a conspiracy. I'd say it's a crime against humanity.
Oh my God. Okay. That was a really good one. What was the sound effect you wanted me to play when you make a good joke?
I just cash register money, cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
You know? Those crickets are a waste. We just need to have cash register going all the time. Money in the bank.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Jesse Lee Peterson on your soundboard of him saying amazing?
I wish. I heard you might talk to him soon. Is that true?
Yeah, he's been trying to get me on the show forever, but I live on the West Coast and he's on the East Coast, and he films super early, so it's always been like, do I want to get up like super early and get like 3 hours of sleep and deal with that? So thankfully, the producers were actually kind of cool, and they set it up to where we're going to do this pre-recorded interview and they're just going to play it live.
Nice.
Which I'm totally down for. You know, it's I generally like to avoid talking to people who I think are kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but with that being said, I make an exception for him because it's kind of like this big meme where everyone on the left goes on JLP, and I would feel excluded if I didn't participate.
You know,
yeah.
You know, he's gonna be like, "You're the gay dude. He has sex with a man." He's gonna say something.
Half the interview will be talking about sodomy. I already am expecting that, you know. So we'll see. Well, if anything, it'll be entertaining because my viewers have wanted this for a while. Some of them are very much against it, but a lot of them have wanted this. And at a minimum, it's going to be really entertaining, if not for, you know, horrific train wreck reasons.
We felt bad that the debate got canceled today, so Ben had me prepare some questions to like prepare you for Jesse Lee Peterson. So
okay, I'm down.
I'm gonna throw a couple at you right now,
and I'm playing along like this actually happened.
And just answer the best you can.
Okay.
Do you love black people?
I love how I literally will be asked this too. Absolutely, I love black people.
Why was it so easy for you to answer?
Destiny thought it was a gotcha question, so he was being careful about how he answered it.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you can't. He's not playing four-dimensional chess. He's just asking questions that like just come out of nowhere, and it's usually the same questions. Like, I'm gonna get on. He's gonna ask me what it means to love or what some shit like that. You know, you just roll with it. Like it's there's no deep meaning to it. It's JLP. Just enjoy the experience.
Destiny. I heard Destiny say that it seemed like the people that worked for JLP were bigger fans of Destiny than JLP.
I would imagine.
Yeah, and they just kind of like that's their gig, but they don't necessarily believe in any of the shit Jesse Lee Peterson says.
They might just be the puppet masters, you know?
Maybe.
Like, how does Jesse Lee Peterson have a show like this? He didn't.
Oh no, he doesn't know how to work all that equipment.
Somebody realizes the money they have there in this guy, and they're just putting him on display. I think
100% agree.
Yeah. So I have one more question that he might ask you, and I just to prepare. Do you like black booty?
Black booty.
Amazing.
See, that would be something that would catch me off guard, like genuinely, and my face would turn red. And it's bound to happen at least once during the interview. I wouldn't know how to respond. I guess I'd just say, I love all booty.
Yes.
Jacqueline Glenn has these friends that are a lesbian couple, and one of them went on Jesse Lee Peterson's show a while ago, and she got pissed and got up and left.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding. Oh, I didn't see that. See, I tried to watch all the JLP content of like anyone who I'm familiar with, like the Kyle Kalinske appearance, pure gold. The David Pakman appearance was probably my favorite just because he is so like stone-faced the whole time and he just answers everything in a very matter-of-factly way that I just found it really funny. Like that dichotomy between JLP and David Pakman was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's thoroughly entertaining. So I know that I'm part of the problem because I'm giving him clicks and views and now I'm going on his show. But
quit signal boosting for the right.
Yeah, that's certainly something that I think will be I'll be accused of because I mean he is kind of like a little bit he's out there, right? He's out there. So I mean if people want to say that, that's fine. It's just I'm not taking it very seriously, right? This isn't like a genuine conversation that I'm going to have. I'm not under this illusion that I'm going to make JLP a lefty. Like he's going to go on and ask me about homosexuality for like 15 minutes and ask me if, I can define weird things like love, things that we all know but haven't really thought about. What is a man, So look, I'm just going to have fun with it because what else can you do? It's so preposterous that you can't really take it seriously. And that's basically my mindset. And I hope that his producers don't hear me talking about this because I want to hit them.
They don't watch that show. Could you two birds, one stone those questions when he's like, what is man? And you could say love. And it was, what is love? A man, right?
I like that.
Right?
Possibly.
Possibly. Got him.
I like that. I feel like you guys have to go on as well because that would be funny. Like I'd love to see like Ben and Billy on the Fallen State where you like go in studio.
Oh, I would fly out to a studio. I think he said East Coast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in LA actually.
Yeah,
but he also has his radio show. I don't know if it's East Coast or West Coast now that you mention it, because now that a bunch of people who went to Politicon, I believe, were at JLP as well. So I honestly am not sure. I know his radio show is like ridiculously early, which is why I just assumed it was East Coast. But an in studio would be amazing if both of you were on. That would be so funny. I definitely have to watch.
I'll do it.
I remember watching the Destiny one, and he kept questioning Destiny about like video games and how is it weird that you're past the age of 30 and still playing video games when it's like I don't know anyone who doesn't play video games. It's just so weird. Like you can't not watch it.
He's so old that his generation didn't have video games when they were kids. So he views that as kids stuff because that's what kids did when he was a younger adult. And he's kind of held on, and he's dumb as fuck.
I don't know if this statistic has changed, but the number one group of gamers were like moms. Moms, like
depending on the game.
Well, if you count
cell
games,
phones.
Yeah, the cell phone games, that Candy Crush and Farmville and shit.
Yeah.
The number one gamers were moms.
I used to work for a mobile phone company, and I used to see cell phone bills that had like $200 in Candy Crush purchases on it.
I play Pokemon Go, and I play Pokemon Go because there's always lonely moms.
Do you ever buy anything? Do you ever do the microtransactions?
Hell yeah!
Oh my god, what a waste!
I
gotta get coins.
One time too. I'm not gonna lie.
One time, whatever. How often do you do it? Every month?
Here's my thing. It's my entertainment. I have an entertainment budget every month. I throw a couple bucks at a movie, throw a couple bucks at...
No. You throw a couple bucks to see the same movie 3-4 times.
I saw Detective Pikachu for a third time Tuesday.
I haven't seen it once, and I'm not going to lie, I genuinely want to see that movie. Like, it looks dope.
I think it's worth it. If you have the time to walk into a theater before it's out of the theater, it's worth watching.
All right. Oh, yeah, Billy, I got to ask you this question, because I saw that you were streaming Tetris 99.
Yeah.
Did you ever get first?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. Okay. And I'm embarrassed to admit this. I put like 45 plus hours into that game.
Oh yeah.
I cannot get first place.
It's
I cannot
not easy.
fucking get first place.
It's not
it's
easy.
So I've came close. Like I've gotten second place like 10 different times.
Oh, yeah.
And the minute it's like me versus one person, like my heart starts racing. I'm like, fuck, and I just panic and then I lose. Like I fail under pressure and I feel like I'm not worthy. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm talking to people. I'm like, did you get first place? They're like, oh yeah, I have. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, what the fuck? It's so fun though.
I've never seen him get a first. I believe him. I believe that he's gotten it, but I've seen him get a bunch of second and thirds.
I've got screen caps on my phone.
I believe you.
I take
You don't have to
pictures of the
prove it.
screen every time I get first. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yep.
So I got like,
Do you
I don't know,
guys-
like 30 or 40 in there.
That's amazing. Okay, okay, I don't know if you guys have heard of Leon. He edits all of the Kyle out of context videos. So I was talking to him about this. His the rate, and he showed me this as well in his stats, to which he gets first place, 15%. Which
Really?
is insane to me. Insane to me. 15% of the time he's placing first.
Wow.
And he showed me this, which I didn't actually believe him at first. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like mine is like 100%. I'm not getting first place. Like this shit is hard. There are people who are so skilled at this. No, he's just really good.
Yeah, I feel like there's tips and tricks to get even better ranking. Like, like if you earn badges, I think that gives you a bonus. But I haven't looked into that, so I don't even know exactly what the edges are. I just drop blocks and clear lines.
If you ever have, a few hours free and you have Amazon Prime, you should check out all of the Tetris documentaries that they have on there. There's one about how they started the World Championship and how they, these people, they developed this method called hyper tapping where they can move pieces way faster than if you just play it the traditional way with two thumbs. They use like multiple fingers on the controller to like do it faster. And there's all this lore behind it because in the 80s they had the Nintendo World Championships and this guy named Thor won the champion. Yeah, he won the championship and then kind of like he did some endorsement deals and then just kind of disappeared and they got him to show up at it. So they literally had the people that most people consider to be the best Tetris players in the world playing there.
No kidding. Yeah, that's interesting. I can't remember the channel I watched the Tetris documentary on. Maybe it was Inside Gaming or Gaming Historian. It was incredibly fascinating. Like it was like kind of the origin story about how it got created in the Soviet Union. And Tetris, like for such a simple concept, like it's so amazing. It has great lore, like you said. Yeah, I'm addicted, but I apparently am not worthy because I've never gotten one. When I get first place, I will be like taking a picture next to the the screen, all like showing off. But I haven't done it, man.
First time I got first place, I was at the mall. And I like went into GameStop and showed it off to the guys at GameStop. I was like, yeah, no, I was just sitting here playing some Tetris. Got first place, Tetris 99. No big deal.
Yeah.
What was their reaction? Because I would genuinely be like excited to see that.
They were like, whoa, dude, awesome, dude. But they could just be, rubbing my ass because they
blowing smoke up your ass. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But I like to think they were really proud of me.
So
I would be proud. That's hard. After playing it, that's difficult, man.
I think we're going to play a couple Sticks videos really quick before we do that, guys. If you're watching right now, please like the stream. Everyone who's watching should like the stream, so there should be way more likes than we have right now. And please subscribe. Even if you think you're subscribed, you may not be because YouTube unsubscribes people every time we post a new video. So check that out. Make sure you're subscribed. Here's the first video. I sent you both of these videos previously. The first one is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is clueless on taxes and economics.
Yeah, I watched that one. I can't remember it though, but go ahead.
All right, everyone, a preemptive apology if my voice sounds a little bit off or gravelly, or if I, cough up a lung or something. I'm still sick technically. I don't have a fever or anything. I feel fine except that my lungs are still congested. Like last night, I lost 2-3 hours of sleep because of that. It's, you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's really, really crummy. We got to talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, not because of the Breakfast Club dancing video that so many people were trying to astroturf off as though the average person on the right was like, outraged. I don't fucking care. Look, I remember watching Breakfast Club. At first, I didn't put two and two together. I thought it was just her just like doing regular dancing. I'm like, oh, here we go. Some fucking, what was she at the time? 20, some 20-year-old college kid dancing around on a roof.
Oh, damn. Anthony Fantano dropping us a super chat.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up, man?
He says, awesome to see Mike on here. That makes me hard. real hard.
Hey, you want to know what makes me hard, Anthony? I saw the video response that you did to what's his name, Tom something, white boy. Cringing with Tom, that shit is gold. Like, I watched it once and then I showed my husband it and he laughed at it. That is gold. Anytime I see him in the thumbnail and it's on your channel, I'm clicking. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, we went to Anthony's live show when he came to Seattle earlier this month.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty awesome.
I got to hug him. Just saying, little bro hug from the side to
Hell
side.
yeah.
Our pecs touched. It was a big deal. A big deal.
It was spiritual.
I really don't
amazing,
give
I bet.
a fuck. We've seen some weird, cringy shit from people in Congress that's way, way worse than that. And I like to believe that the average person does not care about that. Here's what I do care about, and this is what I think, the distraction is really...
This happens a lot with Styx videos. He'll say something I agree with, and then he'll, totally take a turn.
Now,
I tend to get that too.
Yeah.
care that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is completely fucking clueless when it comes to politics and is completely clueless when it comes to economics. She just got done proposing a 70% marginal tax rate on the upper income brackets. Now, of course, marginal and effective are not the same. What this would do, though, if you have that bracket, people who look rich on paper, the working rich, people making a few million a year, they're definitely getting by, but if you're taxing them at a higher rate and it goes bye-bye, certain small business owners, certainly regional chain owners, the leaders of those companies, upper management, and groups like that would be affected. I'll tell you what, she's talking about, the most topsy tops of the people that earn income, like 10 million or more, then we'll put this marginal rate on it. Okay. You do realize that would necessitate the creation of brackets for people that make less than 10 million a year. They would still be higher than any of the brackets that exist, right? It wouldn't cut off at what is it, 45%? It wouldn't cut, or 35% or whatever it is now. I can't remember. Exactly. I think it's, or is it 38 or something, some arbitrary number. It'd be higher. You'd have a 50% bracket. You'd have a 60% bracket. You'd probably have to create 2 extra new brackets in order to make the system actually function. That means someone making a few $1 million a year, again, rich on paper, but might have a lot of expenses related to business or something, might get screwed. What you would end up doing anyway is, let's say that you apply that marginal income tax rate. Is this going to apply to businesses, or is this for individual income? Are you suggesting taxing like Apple or Google at 70%? Okay, here's the problem. They already don't pay any taxes because they use tax loopholes and schemes, but guess who can't do that? The regional chain business can't. They'll have to pay a lot more in the end. Silicon Valley won't. The biggest income earners in the entire country would be virtually unaffected by this because they can hire...
This is why, if you could pause for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one thing that I don't really get, because he's making this point that is technically true, right? Like, these other large multinational corporations, they're going to try to skirt, taxes. But that's why, if you're doing tax reform, you also have to make sure that you do reform, so you close these loopholes. You make sure that they can't, skirt taxes. So that's just one thing. There's always one thing that I never really understand with people, and a lot of libertarians make this case, is they'll say, well, if you try to do this for X reasons, then this issue will come up. But part of policy making is you try to anticipate some of these unforeseen consequences. And the good thing about tax law is that we've already seen what a marginal tax rate above 70% looks like. During the Eisenhower administration, it was above 90%, and we were doing really well economically speaking. So, it's just kind of like, the problem that I have with this philosophy, this is really Reaganomics, essentially, to oversimplify it. I don't know if he is fully on board with, trickle-down economics or whatnot, but we've already done this before. It's already been tested, and it worked out really well. It's just that we started to undo it and shift the burden to the lower class. And I don't know what the working rich is, but with that being said, since he can't defend himself, I'll also say something that I like about Styx. I really like his logo. I think his logo is pretty dope.
Yeah, it is.
I thought you were going to
It's pretty
say
cool.
his chest hair. I like it.
I'll say I give him credit for having the confidence to just wear a Hawaiian shirt. I would never be confident enough to do that. So kudos to him. If you
someone called him Hawaiian Jesus.
He looks like
Hawaiian
he just
Jesus.
walked out of an orgy and sat down, turned his camera on, and recorded this video.
Yeah, props to him. Some people, they have confidence to do that. I am not one of those people. I'm trying to hide away my body because that's just the type of person I am. But kudos to him.
If I didn't feel like we get flagged, I'd pull a titty out right now and just let it sit. But I don't want to taunt YouTube. Not today. Not today.
Yeah, you're on
YouTube.
thin ice already, man.
I was going to ask him if if he was able to come on. I was going to ask what his ideal tax situation would be in this country.
That's actually something that I would want to ask, because it's really easy to say, I don't like this plan. I don't like the marginal rate. And one thing that kind of bugged me about the videos, he initially differentiated between the marginal and effective rates, which that's really important. Like, a lot of conservatives will just pretend like that's not a thing. And he did bring it up. But then towards the end, he said, well, if you tax them at 70%, but you're not taxing them at 70%, it's 70% after their $10 millionth dollar. And that's actually a little bit meager for me. Like, I actually disagree with AOC in the sense that I think we should just go back to the Eisenhower administration days when we were taxing at like 90% marginal rate. It may seem harsh, but it's just because it's not currently what we have, but that's a good question, Ben. That's something that I would want to know, because it's easy to shoot down something, but if you're not coming up with your own proposal, then I feel like it's kind of disingenuous. Like, for me, whenever I hear about like healthcare reform from the Republicans, I always respond by saying, this is what we should do. We should do Medicare for all. Because if you're just saying, I don't like that, that's super simplistic. Anyone can say, I don't like this. This is stupid. But you've got to come back with something that you think would actually help. And I just don't see it from a lot of libertarians. And maybe, like, I haven't seen very many of his videos, so maybe he does do this often, but I would ask him that as well.
Yeah, I believe he's probably full-on capitalist libertarian from what I get.
I'm assuming he supports a flat tax, because that's kind of a common thing that I see with a lot of libertarians. And I don't want to straw man him, because I'm not sure, but that would be something that would have been interesting to debate, because the flat tax, I think it's such an appealing thing at face value because it sounds simple, right? Everyone just pays 10%. That's great. But really, it's a huge giveaway to the rich, because, 10% of my income is a lot different than 10% of Jeff Bezos' income,
Right.
So I would like to hear, what he has to say about that. So hopefully he does agree, because I think we could have a pretty interesting discussion. See, here's the reason why I think it would have been interesting to have between, because there actually is some common ground. Like, he pinned a tweet on Twitter where he has a bunch of things that I don't totally disagree with. In fact, a lot of the things I do agree with him. Like, he seems pretty socially liberal, fiscally conservative, which I think there's things that you can work with there. But where we disagree, there's pretty strong disagreements. It's just that, since there's kind of that foundation that I don't necessarily disagree with totally, in terms of him just kind of wanting people to live and let live. Like, I think you can work with that.
That he's a beautiful bird.
If people send in Streamlabs over $20, it interrupts us. And our friend Dusty's owner wants, he's wondering if you'll tell his bird Dusty that he's a beautiful bird.
You're a beautiful bird, Dusty.
All right, yeah.
Is that literally a bird, or am I?
Oh, it's a bird, yeah.
Yeah, it actually is a bird. Sometimes sometimes he'll bring him on the show, and we'll have the bird in one of the guest boxes, and you'll see the little bird crawling around and chirping and pooping.
I haven't seen that. And pooping.
Yeah. I have a feeling. I don't want to speak for him. I have a feeling Styx is mostly no gun control whatsoever too. I think because I read just his little description on his Twitter page, and he says what he's for and what he's against. So, and look,
I think that if you take that stance, I disagree. But if you're actually consistent, like if you think no gun control, but also no regulation when it comes to abortion, or minimal regulation. Like, I actually respect that libertarian stance if you're consistent. It's just the ideological inconsistency that I don't agree with. Like, there's this guy named H.A. Goodman who really wants me to debate him, but I won't, because I don't believe he believes the things he says. Like, he's a Trump supporter, but he was once a Bernie supporter, and he just kind of suddenly flipped once his audience kind of skewed more towards the right. So it's like, I don't really believe you. So it's like, I want to debate someone who believes what they're saying. And I also want to debate someone that's actually ideologically consistent. Because if somebody is all over the place, if they're like, well, I'm big government here, or small government here, or like, for me, I don't really care about the size of government. But if there's no ideological consistency, then I just feel like you're farting in the wind. Like, it's going nowhere. You're not going to have a constructive conversation. Yeah. And most debates don't go anywhere, right? They're not constructive. But still, I think that there's that potential to where you can have a pretty reasonable debate where even if you disagree with someone, you kind of strengthen your own core beliefs because you heard their point of view and you know how to respond to objections that maybe you haven't heard of before, which is why I think, these can be pretty fun. And if nothing else, they're entertaining.
Yeah. It's like sport where you just use your mouth. There's not many sports where you can just use your mouth.
And it's the only sport that I could potentially participate in because I am not athletic at all. So, I like that characterization.
I haven't forgotten about you nor your shitty friends Billy with a lowercase b, but I am sorry for your recent YouTube troubles, Ben with a capital B.
I'm lowercase
No
Billy?
need to be sorry. Thank you so much.
No, you should be sorry calling me lowercase b.
I think we went over most of the stuff we could with
I'm a
this video
grown-ass
itself.
bee.
I think I'll play a little bit of this
I'm
next
a
one here too.
bumblebee. I'm the big bee.
All right, everyone, it's time to issue a bit of a rebuttal to people who are still stuck on thinking that Bernie Sanders' healthcare plan is actually going to be a good...
And I'll tell you what, he did make me laugh really hard when he said democratic socialism is like taking Stalin and putting a smile on his face. I loved that. That was great.
...thing for the United States if it were implemented. Now, I can tell you, I don't think Bernie's going to be the nominee. If he is, I don't think he wins against Trump. And if he does, he'd have to fight an uphill battle against his own fucking party to get something like this passed. It tried single payer in Vermont and it was shafted, even though we have a liberal supermajority in the House and the Senate and at the time a Democratic governor who was working with none other than Jonathan Gruber, who tried to scam the state.
So did he just speak as if he lives in Vermont? Is that how he was speaking?
Well, he's referring to a state-run single-payer plan that was actually passed, and the governor who signed it into law, who supported it, actually ended up not. He didn't implement it because he said something about, oh, this would hurt the economy, and that's kind of like one of the main things that people use to say, well, look, if it didn't work at the state level, then obviously it's not going to work at the federal level. The problem with that is a state is not, the appropriate level of analysis. When you're talking about healthcare, you have to compare the U.S. to Canada, and Australia, not the state of Vermont, because when you have a federal system like the United States, state-run healthcare systems, that's like if you try to set up single payer, for example, at a state, that's so difficult because the federal government participates in so much healthcare spending. Like basically our shitty system, we just have the federal government pumping millions of dollars or billions of dollars actually into healthcare plans to subsidize them to keep the costs low.
Right.
The state doesn't have that much money. The state has to take these grants. They have to accept Medicaid. So in order for Vermont, for example, to become the single payer, they would have to reject that Medicaid money. They would have to do things that really a federal government with, the power of the purse would be able to do. So even if it's not impossible to do state-run single payer, it's not as easy as doing it federally. So I don't think that's a persuasive argument. And people who use that argument, I think it's clever because it can, ostensibly make sense. Well, if they can't even do it at the state, then of course you can't do it federally. But that's not actually true. It's easier to do it federally because at the state level, it's easier to bankroll the legislature. For example, you had hospitals and health insurance companies just swarm the state. You can't do that as easily, at the federal level. So it's not persuasive to me.
Yeah, Vermont must have a fairly low population compared to most states, I would think. Because and by the way, he does live in Vermont. People confirm that. So that means Bernie Sanders is his senator, right?
No kidding. How do you not like Bernie? Even Republicans like Bernie in Vermont.
I don't know.
And had to settle out of court and pay us $400,000 that he had overbilled. These people are charlatans. But let me give a little bit of a rebuttal, and you can actually go to Bernie Sanders' own website for this. And I mentioned this briefly yesterday in a different video, but I wanted to have a dedicated video on the topic for people who may not see the former one. Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All proposal, he claims, like the pie in the sky claim is, well, it'll save $1.4 trillion over the next 10 years, basically, in what would be increased costs as opposed to the healthcare system we have now. Now, of course, my answer to the current healthcare crisis is more capitalism. Drive the costs down, get rid of, you need tort reform, You need regulatory reform, strip some of that back. You definitely need to break up some of the monopolies within the medical industry. You definitely need to allow drug reimportation, cross national border competition. That'll lower prices.
How about making it so that you're not reliant on a shitty job that you hate to keep your health insurance? I think that would probably be a good first step.
I'm telling you, we can have a debate on this one issue because like healthcare is my number one issue. Like I'm a staunch Medicare for all advocate. And it's not even like my ideal. Like I actually prefer a more, UK based NHS national health system where you actually have publicly run hospitals and whatnot. But I think that Medicare for all, so long as like healthcare is free at the point of service, like you can go to the doctor and you just see a doctor, as long as it's that simple, then I'm 100% for it. So like on this issue of healthcare, we literally could have one debate on this topic and I still wouldn't feel satisfied because I have so much to say about it.
Devices and certain services. You need to do all of these things, encourage cross-state competition, and then you need to also reform patent law, especially with regards to medication. If you can accomplish those things, you don't have a problem with healthcare anymore. Private insurance would be so much cheaper. It would be well within the means of even the working class. As far as those that are really impoverished, give them a direct subsidy. It cost a tiny fraction of what we already subsidize the healthcare industry with. The thing is, the government wants control over it because all those monopolistic pharmaceutical corporations and big hospitals and administrative groups, they pay political campaigns, so they don't want to crack the monopolies apart. They bought the government. That's the problem. But anyway, that pie-in-the-sky claim, which I sincerely doubt.
That's why our healthcare system is
How
so
can
bad.
you be for capitalism and then against people buying the government? Like that's
well, then also people having monopolies, right?
Yeah, that's capitalism. They pay the fucking government. They make the rules. There's a reason why we can't go to Mexico and get the fucking $3.48 package of Vicodin, and you got to pay.
I mean, it's way cheaper even up in Canada.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, and it's this motherfucking capitalism that he's championing.
More capitalism is what got us here. It's why our system is so shitty. Like if you go back to pre-Obamacare, we had technically more capitalism, which you really need to define what that means a little bit better. But more capitalism meant that, oh well, you have a pre-existing condition, we're not gonna offer you insurance. Die. You have acne? Well, then that is cancerous skin lesions. That's what we're going to call that. Sorry, you can die. Like more capitalism is not the answer. Like you wouldn't say something like to the extent that call 911. I'm there. Okay, well, your house is on fire. Well, what fire insurance company do you have? Like, I don't want to discuss that. I want you to put out my fucking fire. And healthcare is the same thing. Like, some things you can make the case that more capitalism maybe is better. I don't think pure capitalism is good in any instance. I think you should heavily regulate capitalism, otherwise it will eat itself. But I mean, there are some things where capitalism is not appropriate because the drive of capitalism is to increase profit. And that is directly in conflict with the goal of delivering healthcare, which is why we want the government to do healthcare, because they don't have a goal of increasing shareholder value. The goal is to just to fucking deliver healthcare. And if you put that in the hands of government, then their legitimacy is tied to making sure that healthcare is good. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that healthcare will be absolutely perfect. There's still going to be attempts forever to try to privatize it. I mean, it's happening in the UK. They're trying to privatize portions of it. And what they do is they take out these little weaknesses and then they just pick at it and say, well, see, this is why we need privatization. I just spoke to someone who there's this big movement in France right now to try to privatize the healthcare further. And they're showing cases from the United States of people dying because they don't have health insurance, showing this is what happens if you privatize it. So it's just, if you want capitalism when it comes to video games, I mean, fine. I would argue that you need to regulate it, microtransactions, loot boxes. But if you're talking about healthcare, it's a non-starter. Zero capitalism in healthcare, nothing but, government run. And even when it comes to like this idea of having supplemental insurance, well, if you do that, and a lot of single payer systems have supplemental care where if you don't want the government care, you can go ahead and buy purchase private insurance. But the problem with that is then you end up setting up this two-tiered system where if you're rich, then you can pay your insurance provider and they'll pay out more money to hospitals and you can jump in front of the line. So you can't have it both ways. You either got to have a purely government run system or you have it purely private, but the government just pays for it. Like, there's different ways that you can do it, but the point is, you go to the doctor, you see a doctor if you're sick. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, one of the worst things about our system is that you can only really get good insurance if it's offered as a benefit through an employer, and to get that, you normally have to work full time. And then if you ever decide you want to go to a different job, you're going to have to start all over with new insurance at that point.
That's exactly the problem. And after Obamacare, like, I know a lot of libs were super excited about that, but, you know, I foresaw a lot of the bad things. Like, for example, I worked at Walmart, and you are required, if you're an employer, to offer your employees health insurance if they are full-time employees. Well, guess what they did? You are required to clock out before you hit that full-time mark. If you go 10 minutes over, you're getting written up, you know? So it's like, you can't, like, putting this on employers doesn't make sense. And this is what Joe Biden actually said. He was asked about Medicare for All, and he said, well, why would we want to let the employers off the hook? It's like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Why are you letting these health insurance companies off the hook? All they want to do is make money off of you. They don't care about healthcare. There was a Goldman Sachs executive that asked publicly, does it actually benefit us financially if we cure diseases? Like, this is what you're dealing with if you want more capitalism. It's just it's a disaster. You know, thousands of people dying every year.
It's just like the for-profit prison industry lobbying to keep weed federally illegal, because that's how they incarcerate so many people.
Anybody who says corporatism does not equal capitalism, then let's just switch out corporatism for capitalism here. Like, democracy doesn't equal democracy in the United States either, right? Like, we're using words that are kind of known to affiliate with this. So if you're trying to pick and choose here with corporatism versus capitalism,
they're arguing semantics rather than what we're actually talking about.
The problem's still there by any other fucking name. So let's get to the problem. Let's not try and pussyfoot around. Well, without capitalism, we wouldn't have competition. Nobody wants a monopoly. Capitalists doesn't want a monopoly. They want the competition. Of course they fucking want that, right? But it comes down to the monopoly. It comes down to people leaving Wall Street to get into pharmaceuticals because there's more money, blood money, in actually fucking feeding people's diseases than it is playing the stocks anymore, because the housing got misregulated after the fucking the collapse in 2008. So they go where the money is, and right now the money is in the blood money of the pharmaceuticals and the medical industry, and there's a ton of cash going around, and it's mismanaged. There's no price tags on this shit, right? Insurance companies get to name their own price, and if you're uninsured, you're stuck with a big old fucking bill that might as well be like a Googleplex, some number that doesn't exist. Yeah. Because you can't pay that shit, and it doesn't exist anywhere, because insurance companies, they get lump sums. They pay a small amount to pay off shit. It doesn't make sense. This isn't capitalism where we're setting the price for everybody. We're picking and choosing who can afford to pay more by paying less. The insurance companies do volume. So it's like, well, we'll do volume.
People were saying they like to watch Sticks gardening videos. I guess this guy has a green thumb.
Dude, that's hot.
Oh.
It's interesting.
I don't have a green thumb.
I think him and Razor Fist are somewhat buddies, and they're similar in some ways, but not in others.
Gardening with Razor Fist and Sticks.
Dude, that would be dude, fuck. Make that a Patreon perk. You got a new patron, buddy.
Honestly, fuck a Patreon perk. Make the Patreon perk like one of those boxes where they send you vegetables every month, and we just get vegetables from their garden. I would give them $60. Give me some tomatoes, some red grapevine tomatoes.
Yeah, I could up my game when it comes to like gardening or keeping anything alive, really. So, yeah, I'd be down for that. No, but you're making such a good point, Billy, because it's like, this is why Medicare for All is so popular. It's why now a majority of Republicans support it. It's a slim majority, right? 52%. But nonetheless, they support it because you can't bullshit people on this issue. Like, we pay our monthly insurance premium, but then if we see a doctor that's out of network, or if we need to see a specialist that's out of network, Billy, you can't. You have to pay out of pocket. It's like, but I'm already fucking paying.
Bandana with a capital B like Ben. Bandana.
Yes. Bandana. Bandana.
Capital B just
with
like
a capital
Ben
B, just like Ben.
Like all winners have a capital B just like Ben the winner.
Just like Ben the winner. Oh my god!
I disagree.
Man, this show's been going great so far. This is great.
No, it's all bullshit.
So, before we go in, I think we're good. I think we've addressed it. I knew we wouldn't have to play much of the video just to. I really hope he ends up. We end up working out a date coming up soon.
Yeah, and I'll be happy to debate him. He could reach out to me, but hopefully he reaches out to you guys. I'm 100% down. You know, I'll of course keep it civil and whatnot, but I think that these would be interesting conversations. You know, we have pretty strong disagreements, but I think that he at least is ideologically consistent enough to where, you know, I totally respect him even if I disagree. So I'm down, Sticks, if you are. So
yeah,
set
you know
it
what
up.
debate I want to see after this one when we finally get the Sticks versus Humanist Report? You know what I want to see?
What?
I want to see Jesse Lee Peterson versus Rachel Dolezal.
I'm not sure who Rachel Dolezal is.
She's the woman who claimed she was black, but she was white from the NAACP.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
That would be a great debate.
But yeah, we had Sticks on once before with Roaming Millennial, who now works for Glenn Beck, strangely enough.
Millennial. That name sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I think her name's Lauren Chen. I think that's her real name, and she goes by her real name. She was, you know, a right-of-center video content creator on YouTube, and now she works for Blaze TV.
That was a fun show. That was a good episode.
Yeah, she was cool. And then we had Sticks, who was like, you know, right of center also, but not many agreements between them, I would say. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's a real difference between the Glenn Beck type conservative and like the Rand Paul type conservative, which I'm assuming Sticks is.
Yeah, I think so. And you know the weird thing about Glenn Beck was he hated Trump, wasn't gonna support Trump, and then one day he flipped, and started wearing the MAGA hat. It was ridiculous. He got to
get them views.
Yep,
you gotta know that Republicans love Donald Trump. He has, I think, like the second highest approval rating within his own party, like in recent history. Like Republicans love Donald Trump. So if you're gonna be a Republican political commentator and you're not gonna back Trump, I mean, good luck. You'll
Ben
get
Shapiro,
like nice spots on CNN.
Ben Shapiro's behind Trump
Shapiro
too, right? Didn't he get behind Trump now though?
That's true.
Yeah, he said he would probably vote for
I'll have to look at the policies.
Here we go with DP Action.
He called me sir and got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Is that
wow?
They're laughing at us at our stupidity.
So here's something interesting that I found today because I did a search for YouTube news, and it's this. There was a study done. It's actually in this video.
YouTube's trending section puts creators at a huge disadvantage over big brands.
Yes.
Duh.
These guys crunched the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And found, you know, how many more recommendations you know, the Tonight Show would get versus PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's we've known this. My favorite thing about YouTube is like they've been trying to phase out PewDiePie for years now, right? They've wanted to see him just go away. They started cutting his time in the YouTube rewinds down to like split-second scenes, and finally he wasn't even asked. But every year they put someone like Jake and Logan Paul in, who turns out to be a whole fucking mess.
What about
and they
Will
regret
Smith,
it the
someone
next
who's
year.
been famous for like 25, 30 years now?
Well, yeah, and it became a meme. Will Smith hasn't had a movie that was rated over like 70% in 20 years, right? So he's famous, but he hasn't really lived that life. He hasn't been the guy that he was back in the 90s, but it's like, we don't care. It's Will Smith. He's American royalty. He's the prince. He's now the king, the fresh king. But
ESPN, oh, this is interesting.
YouTube keeps getting behind people, and these people end up fucking them over with suicide force.
Yeah. Well, check this shit out. Okay, so the views before trending 11 million, which I think is low for him, right? Like these days. It says he trended 4 times. ESPN, only 500 views, but trended 84 times.
Damn.
Yeah, this video. So it's what 40,000 videos tell us about the trending tab.
Yeah.
So everyone should check that out. For those of you who think YouTube works in a very straightforward way, where you upload a video and if a lot of people watch it, it was a good video, and you know, subscribers always get alerted when you post a video or stream live, and there's nothing in YouTube that auto unsubscribes people. If you believe any of that, you should watch this.
Yeah, this is interesting. I was actually, speaking of our boy Fantano, he was on the trending page last week, I want to say, and I was actually shocked when I saw that, because it's like, you never see that. You always see, if it's like a news thing that's trending, it's from ABC News. Like, I actually looked, and I can't remember if they still have this. They had like different types of trending, like they had gaming, they had news, and they were showing like these local news shows that were trending on the YouTube page with like 32 views. No joke. Like, I remember covering that in one of my videos, and I'm still bitter because like back when net neutrality was repealed, like I had a bunch of videos that got like 500,000+ views in the first day, 0 of them trending, not a single one.
Yeah.
But you know, if I were ABC, of course it would be trending. It's just that, you know, who's more ad friendly? You know, some dickhead with, you know, a beard, or an actual reputable news organization, you know, like CNN. They're afraid.
3 to 4 years ago, CNN, all the major news networks on YouTube hardly got any views at all, and they were hardly ever in the recommended. If people that were independent content creators doing news stuff were getting more views. Same thing with something like ESPN or something. Some normal guy doing his own sports reporting would have done better on YouTube back in the day. So now it's all about YouTube pandering to their corporate overlords, because they wanted so badly to be an alternative to cable services.
Was Fantano's trending video, was it the Tyler, the Creator review?
Yeah.
You know why he trended? It was Tyler, the Creator. That YouTube has favored musicians because they want to give these views to the people in the industry.
Streamlabs because I'm not afraid of the lowercase b. Bandana. Oh God. Bandana. Capital B, just like Ben the Winner, not like the lower class B of the refrigerator and his awful friends. Smiley face.
So you know, a lot of the changes that we saw on YouTube too were a direct effect of the corporate media bashing the independent media to get this whole advertiser friendly system that we have now. And they try to do the same thing to Fantano. A lot of people go to Fantano for their music related news, and some music website wrote a hit piece on him trying to make him sound racist. And
seriously?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they were called Fader. And they wrote a hit piece on him 2 years ago.
It was a year and a half ago.
Oh, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, over a year and a half ago, actually.
Yeah, he had to cancel his tour and pursue legal remedies to get them to do a retraction of the bullshit story.
And they did.
That they wrote about him.
But that's where journalism...
But you know why they did that, though? He was their competition. People would rather listen to him talk about music than read their bullshit.
Not just that he's their competition, even. They want to take down this new media because it brings in the viewers of the new media, because they're coming to check out this website. Like, oh my God, this guy I love is actually Hitler? I didn't know he was Hitler. Oh shit. And they come in here in droves and they get all this big click view, and this person gets a $250 bonus for their article. I think
they're also trying to ruin the reputation of people that they see as competition. You know, like a lot of people prefer to consume video media over print media. You know,
it's about trying to destroy the competition, but like it's clout. They're chasing the clout that comes from being a YouTuber. It's where kids go to watch fucking MTV now, is YouTube. This is the cool shit. And they want to get in on that because they're old media. They know that they're the best they can do is go test out a $1 hot dog versus a $100 hot dog and make a video about it. It's old. The media doesn't matter anymore because people will find the content that they want, or they won't even know it. The algorithm will give it to you. They'll just be like, hey, guess what, guys? Today you're into manifestos. You're going to become a school shooter because we're going to give you all these videos talking about how the world's changing. And then all of a sudden the algorithm warps your mind, your crazy little mind. Thank you, algorithm. That's what you get for searching for guns and porn on the same video. They're going to destroy your mind.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the original Adpocalypse. I'm pretty sure that was all catalyzed by a journal from, or an article from the Wall Street Journal, where they basically said, hey, Coke, you have, this ad before this Nazi video with like 80 views. So maybe you should just pull out from the site entirely, which is insane. And going like back to the pre-adpocalypse, like if you look at some of these indie news shows like mine, like Secular Talk, like Jimmy Dore, like we were crushing Fox News, CNN, just like when you go to like video views. Like if we cover the same topic, we'd get more views. But ever since Adpocalypse, now they're crushing us because the algorithm just changed. Because I mean, we're less reliable. They don't know if we're some weird conspiracy theorist or racist. So, you know, they just try to prioritize, you know, traditional media because it's safer. It sucks because it's like now this is supposed to be like the marketplace of ideas. And now it's clearly just becoming a lot more, you know, corporatized. And it sucks because it's hurting people who actually are genuinely talented. And I get that there's some like bad faith actors on YouTube. Of course, that's going to happen. But I mean, the way that these like the Wall Street Journal, the thing that they did to show, oh, this one person who made one video with 10 views is insane. It's kind of like the same sorry, I'm rambling, but when we were talking about this Russian thing, they were trying to convince us that Russia like swayed the election and were infiltrating Black Lives Matter because this one channel with 200 subscribers put out a video with like 30 views and it was from Russia. It's like, okay, you've got to understand there are billions of views every single day on YouTube. Like that's nothing. It's not having an impact, you know, but it's just these stupid fucking corporations. They're so worried about any controversy whatsoever that if whatever, you know, outlet calls them out, then they're going to run. You know,
how James Gunn got fired from Disney.
You know,
that's true.
The big reaction from YouTube happened. There was an advertiser boycott in Europe, I believe. And then and then other companies started to follow, and then that's when I really noticed the views, the daily sub ads, and the ad revenue all go way downhill. Yeah. After that happened, so
yeah, I've had like 2 good like growing periods on my channel since the adpocalypse. One of them was short-lived because net neutrality was a big issue and I was talking about it. And then I had another like semi-growth period lately, and I can't remember what it was for. It was like some stupid video that I posted like a year ago that gave me a boost that randomly kind of blew up. But it's so difficult now. Like I would consistently grow pre-adpocalypse, and now it's just kind of like this trickle. And I know it's not necessarily because, I mean, maybe it's because I've gotten more shitty, who knows? But you know, if a lot of people are reporting the same thing that it's happening, then, you know, there's something fucky going on.
So is it just, are we just stuck here on YouTube because the majority of the viewer base is here? But I mean, or does that even make sense since, you know, certain people are withheld from the majority of the viewer base now? You know, we're not promoted like we used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to say, right? Because YouTube can be shitty because there's no competition, but it's such a mammoth. How do you even begin? Like the only way I can see YouTube getting an actual competitor would be if another huge company stepped in. Like you kind of see a competitor in Twitch, but it's from Amazon. And I don't know. It's really tough. We definitely need an alternative.
I believe Netflix could get into the business because they have the people already paying, right? And if they
I could see that.
Opened up content creation to an extent,
I think it should be like on its own so that it doesn't like, so that the actual Netflix content isn't like drown out by
but I think it could become an accompaniment app to the already paid process because they're paying billions of dollars for content anyways, and some of the content's hit or miss, right? When you pay out YouTube, you only pay out the stuff that hits. So they make that side website already through Netflix with the money already there. They budget it out.
I think it should be off to the side if they do that.
And that's fine. But it's Netflix, I think, has the power to do that. I think they could.
I mean, Amazon has the power to make their own YouTube.
Amazon did Twitch.
Twitch is not YouTube. It's not the same.
But it's the same idea. It's content creation from the creators watching. We're making Netflix could do that.
I'll tell you why it's not. It doesn't host all of the videos that YouTube does. It's focused primarily around the live stream. The video on demand part of it is so much smaller.
Yeah.
And they don't host the amount of videos.
But it's the same idea as far as monetizing the viewers. Making the viewers, giving them a platform.
You can take similar things from any idea. That doesn't mean it's the same idea. It just means it's a similar idea. right?
Yeah, but the idea is giving the platform to the fans, the creators.
That is a similar idea. That's
what we're looking for here is more platform options.
Twitch is not an alternative to YouTube. It doesn't do the same things YouTube does.
But it does give you a platform, and we're looking for another platform here. We don't have to do the same thing. I can
get a platform on MySpace right now if I want to. That doesn't mean it's the same thing.
But the Twitch has the viewers at least.
Twitch does not have the viewer base that YouTube does.
But it has enough viewers. We got people getting 100,000 fucking watches playing Fortnite.
Thank you so much for agreeing with me, people. Yes, we agree you can both make videos on it and be independent. Yes. That's pretty much where the similarities end.
Billy, I forgive you for stealing the bandana, but Ben is still the winner. Master of the universe, Lord of the Rings, the Last Jedi, creator of bananas.
Thank you.
And the only person alive to defeat G-Man in a debate.
Yes!
Bandana sucker.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ben put a bandana up his ass.
Okay.
I will say this though about Twitch is like it sucks because it's like on one hand you do need a big corporation to launch a competitor, but on another hand we'll kind of have the same problems. You know, they can implement the same shitty arbitrary policies as YouTube. Like a couple of months ago, I actually had my Amazon link completely stripped away. Like I can't have them, you know how you can put up a link and people can shop there and you get a share of the profits. So they randomly emailed me and they linked me to a video where I was talking shit about Jeff Bezos, and they were like, this violated our terms of service, so we're pulling your account.
Holy
so it's like,
shit.
Yeah, it was really weird. And it's like, well, on YouTube, we all talk shit about YouTube and that doesn't happen. So it's like, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like you can go to a different platform with a big corporation, but it's going to be kind of more of the same. So I don't know. We're just fucked right now, I feel like.
I, for one, love and adore Lord Bezos. Okay? I live in Seattle. I live in the shadow of his giant castle, and I don't want him bringing out
He actually lives like, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes away from me, literally.
Does he really?
Him and Bill Gates.
Yeah. We're like fucking butt boys in between a billionaire sandwich.
Those two live like less than a mile away from each other. That's where all the rich people live. It's called Medina. That's where
Medina.
Medina. There's one in Ohio called Medina. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's spelled the same way.
Are there billionaires in Medina, Ohio?
No, and these we're talking about people who have tens of billions of dollars living in these areas.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, the only way you can see, I saw where they live, but the only way you can really see their homes is to go on a boat tour in Lake Washington, because you can't see them at the street level, because they're built down the side of a hill. A lot of these mansions that are down the hill have elevators to lift people and things up the side of the hill. Like every home when you go down the lake, you can see these elevators that the people use to get up the hill up to the street level. It's so weird.
That's so weird. Imagine having what would you do if you had that much money? Like 1 billion, you're not spending that in one life if you're a normal person, but to have $100 billion, like after you buy your mansion, you buy your Ferrari, what the fuck do you do?
I'm going to implement universal basic incomes in the cities that have the funniest names. I'm just going to fund everybody, give them $2,000 a month.
That's something we can talk about here. So Billy thinks the Yang universal basic income thing should happen. How do you feel about that?
Did you see my interview with Yang?
No.
I haven't seen it either. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, so I really like Yang, and I actually am a supporter of UBI, but I do have some disagreements with him. Part of the problem is that there's two different ways that you can do UBI. There's a more progressive way, and then there's a more libertarian, I guess you can say, way, where you basically have UBI replace our existing social safety net. For me, I support it in terms of it just is supplemented. It doesn't matter if you're getting welfare, if you're getting $200 a month in food stamps, you still get that and UBI. But the way that he initially rolled out his UBI was it's either or. And one of the biggest issues that I took with it, and I asked him about this, was, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you're 60 and you're receiving $1,200 a month on Social Security disability. Well, at that point, you'd have to pick between Social Security or UBI. And the reason why I took issue with that is because if you're just like a 19-year-old and you're already working a job, you already have this income, you don't have to choose between that income and UBI. And even just general Social Security, the way he rolled it out was, well, you got to pick, UBI or SSI. And the problem is that Social Security, like, that's an earned benefit program. Like, it's not an entitlement. Like, you pay into it and you get it back. So you shouldn't have to choose.
I agree.
So he actually updated, because that was the biggest thing that I asked him. I'm like, well, what do we do for Social Security? Because if we start weakening the need for Social Security, then Republicans will say, oh, well, you have UBI now, let's privatize Social Security. So it could just be a catastrophe. It could be a Trojan horse to gut the social safety net. And he actually had a super honest answer. He's like, well, look, I haven't thought about this, and I do agree that we need to protect Social Security. So like yesterday, he tweeted out that now UBI is going to supplement Social Security. There's no longer this either or. So that's a tremendous improvement. I still would like for it to not be a replacement for like food stamps, but it's still better. So I like UBI. The problem is you just have to do it correctly, because if you start weakening social safety net programs, it's just a target for privatization. He's right about it being universal. Like, you get it if you're poor or you're rich, because if you don't, it turns into welfare, and then it's just a target. But I do like UBI, but with Yang being the UBI guy, he's got to get it right, and thankfully he's listening to feedback. So I really I think he's a smart guy, and I think he's very genuine. My only other issue with Yang is he doesn't technically support Medicare for all, and this is something I asked him about too. Yeah. And I really was like big on Yang at first, because like the three pillars of his platform, it's UBI, Medicare for all, and it's human-based capitalism. But if you click on Medicare for all, it describes a public option, which is not the same thing. It's still better, but it's not Medicare for all. Right. So I asked him, because he came on my show right after he did his CNN town hall, and I said, or he was asked on CNN, do you support public option, Medicare for all? He said, well, I'm more in the camp of public option. So my question was, well, look, it says Medicare for all on your website. So, which is it? Is it Medicare for all or public option? And he said public option. He thinks that's just the easier, more feasible way. So that, to me, was another reason why it's like, okay, I'm not jumping off the Bernie bus, because, one, it's easier to back Bernie because he has more name recognition and he could win. But two, Medicare for all is kind of a deal breaker for me. But yeah, I do like Yang, and I will say this, his supporters are like super respectful, because usually if you are critical of a candidate, they'll rip your ass apart. And on Reddit, like the Yang subreddit, they're super respectful. They're like, oh, well, Mike ranked Yang as a B-tier candidate. And then one person will respond by saying, yeah, but it makes sense because Medicare for all, this, and that. And, it's just, it's all good faith criticisms. Like, I like Yang, and I want to see him do well, because I want you to kind of become a national issue, but you've got to do it right. And yeah,
I'm really surprised that you said,
I don't know, what do you guys think?
I'm really surprised that you said all of his supporters are very respectful, because I only know one of his supporters, and he's very disrespectful.
Who's that?
He is not a sweet boy.
What? Are you talking about me? Fuck you, lowercase Ben. Lowercase Ben. Suck it.
Well, there's different camps, right? Because the people on Twitter who are pro Yang are super like abrasive, and I didn't like them at first. But the people on Twitter, or not on Twitter, on Reddit, excuse me, they're super respectful. Like in the Yang subreddit, they're really, really respectful. And they're just having like a genuine conversation. And I was looking at the responses to the interview, and they're like, what the hell, Yang? Why aren't you backing Medicare for all? How are you going to get progressives? Just they genuinely like are trying to concoct strategies to get him, better in a better standing, in the current primary field. Because when there's like 30,000 people running for president, you want to do everything you can to elevate your name. So, yeah, I like Yang, nice guy, but I can't support him based on a couple of things. But for the most part, he's better than a lot of other candidates, for sure.
All right.
I just want my $1,000 a month.
Here's a crazy video that someone sent me. We see a lot of these confrontation videos between police officers and people now. Thankfully, a lot of police officers have to wear body cams. So, and I try to watch everyone for its own merits and make my own choices on who was in the right and who was in the wrong. And in this one, the cop was just a total idiot.
Is this the one that Tariq Nasheed posted?
I don't know, but this guy didn't get killed or anything.
Yeah, it might be. It sounds like the one Tariq Nasheed posted. Nope, not the one.
Subject is failing to comply.
So this guy lives on this property, and I think part of his living arrangement there is that he picks up the trash outside.
Yeah. New video shows a black college student being racially profiled and held up at gunpoint by a cop.
They didn't. People love to just sensationalize this kind of shit. I didn't get anything that really made me believe it was racial profiling necessarily. The guy does kind of look like maybe it's the beard. It looks like he could be like a street person or something. I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet, but it seems kind of weird to just go up to someone picking up trash. Like, why is that bad? Like, what the hell?
Put the trash down or I'll shoot. Littering ticket.
I couldn't help but notice you're sitting on the patio behind this building. Yeah. There's signs for no trespassing, private property, that kind of thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing. If you lived here or you worked here. It looks like you're working, doing something, picking stuff up. Okay, gotcha. What's the actual address then?
3333 Arapahoe.
Okay, what unit are you in?
I don't think I have to actually tell you that.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to be here, that's all.
I just told you I lived here, and I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
So shouldn't that be enough for you?
Well, I gotta verify it, just so
Then
I
go
know
to the
that,
fucking
that
front
you do
office.
In fact live here. Just making sure you belong here, and if you do, then great, and I'll be on my way.
Just making sure you belong in this
And say,
neighborhood.
do you have anything with your address on it?
Yo, look, man, here, why don't you follow me, and I'll just fucking leave the building, dude.
Look, just chill out, man.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
I just need to verify who you are, that you belong here, that you have a right to be here, okay?
Are you kidding me, man?
Can you have a seat, please?
No.
Mr. Atkinson.
No, I'm not.
290 code 12.
It escalates very quickly.
Jesus.
And this isn't the original. This got subpoenaed after someone from a distance got this, filmed it through a window.
Oh, no shit.
Stop.
Yeah.
Mr. Atkinson, right now you're obstructing a police officer, which is a
He's picking up
jailable offense.
trash.
I'm asking you one more time to sit down.
I'm not doing anything wrong, and you're not gonna arrest me. You're not gonna do anything because I live here, and I didn't do anything wrong.
Last chance, sir.
For what?
Have a seat.
For what?
Sit down. Right now I'm detaining you and investigating you for a trespass.
Oh my God.
Here, dumbass.
Sit down.
You're gonna tase me outside of my residence? I hope that
Drop that. Put that down.
I hope the camera's on, sir.
Put that down.
I really do. No, I'm working.
You need to listen to what I'm telling you to do right now.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything
290, we're on the east side of 2333 Folsom. Subject's failing to comply, not sitting down, and he has some kind of a blunt. I'm just going to follow until my cover gets here. Sit down. Now.
Why?
Now. Do it now.
Why?
I'm detaining you to investigate.
This Streamlabs makes my total tonight $100. That should be enough to accept my Big B Little B theory, as well as the bandana. Ben is the winner. G-Man
I'm the
lost,
winner.
just like
Thank
all
you.
your friends who are in jail. Taxes are about to go to jail.
All my friends are God-fearing citizens of the United States of America.
You mean like Martin Shkreli?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Show respect.
Sit down.
Billy is actually friends with Martin Shkreli and regularly defends him on the show.
No kidding.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy, Blue.
Then you're probably going to get tased in a second.
Why?
Because you have a weapon. Put that down.
I have a weapon?
Put it down
It's
and
a
comply
weapon,
with
the
my...
fucking grabber thing that he's using.
Oh my God.
Do you know how hard it is to even pick up a turd with those things? How are you going to kill somebody?
Oh, he even asked him. He's like, how the fuck am I supposed to kill anybody with this?
Orders,
You think that you could tase me? I'm freaking picking up trash on my property.
You might be able to give a hand job with that thing from 4 feet away.
There's a sign.
I'm not doing
Maybe.
anything illegal, and you're not gonna fucking tase me, officer. So
Sit
how do you
down.
think about that?
You have a dangerous object in your hand and you're failing to put it down.
Oh my God. This cop needs to just lose his job, right?
Yeah, has he been fired?
We'll get to
Like, do you
that
have
in a
any
second
update?
because I do have a follow-up on this.
Okay.
There's a really funny part here that comes
Put
up
it
in a
down.
second.
You're being detained. I feel threatened because you're not
That's a
putting that
gun.
down. Yes, it is.
I'm picking up trash.
Put it down. If you use that weapon against me, then yes, that is a consideration. All you have to do is comply right now.
I don't have a weapon.
That's a weapon.
This is a bucket.
No.
I thought that was funny. This is a bucket.
Oh, that's a weapon.
This is a clamper for picking up garbage, sir.
Put it down. I'm telling you, I'm threatened by it.
It's not a weapon. You're not
Oh my
threatened.
God. I'm threatened by it. This guy's trained
He
to
has a
serve
gun
and protect.
and a taser.
Fuck this cop, dude. If he doesn't get fired, I'm moving to the city and I'm gonna fucking challenge him to a sumo wrestling match.
If I had a gun and a taser, I would not be afraid of a guy with a bucket and a grabby claw.
That's the fear of racism.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see anything. Maybe it was, but I don't see anything where you could prove it in court that it's some kind of like racially motivated.
Well, maybe this guy's dressed like he could possibly be
homeless. The only thing I can think of
homeless.
is that this cop thought this guy was a homeless guy trying to like pick up junk or something.
But I think it's obvious this guy's not a homeless guy. He's articulating a sober dialogue.
Not all homeless people are drunks and drug. I mean, a lot of them have drug problems or mental problems, but not all.
But we have no reason to assume this guy is homeless.
No. If I look close enough at him, I can see he's got like earbuds hanging out of his coat and stuff. You know,
homeless people don't usually go and pick up trash.
Yes, they do. They look for cans and bottles and shit to cash in all the time. What are you talking about?
They don't
You
have
ever seen a homeless
clampers, though.
person?
They don't have clampers.
You've never seen a homeless person pushing a shopping cart full of trash before in your life. You live in Seattle, right?
I never seen them picking up fucking Snicker wrappers and putting them in a
That
bucket
is
with
so
a clamper.
hilarious. You said that they don't pick up
You
trash.
have a fucking gun. That
They don't
kills
like
me.
this.
How am I supposed to kill someone
Sit
with
down, sir.
Some of them drew their weapons as
feel
well.
like having how many strangers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, so now he's surrounded. Right now, he just counted 8 of them. Some of them have like rifles pointed at him and shit.
That's
8
fucking
officers
insane.
of the law with guns drawn. On my property.
Police departments will only hire people who are below 100 IQ. This is why these situations will continue.
Is that true? Do they give them an... Are you just being hyperbolic with that statement? Like, do they really give them an IQ test and they have to...
I don't think they do an IQ test, right?
I don't think so.
They do like hire people who are more likely to follow and not question authority because they are foot soldiers in a grand scheme.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I'll
That would
tell you
make
what.
sense, yeah.
I mean, okay, when you join the military, what's the first thing they do? They cut everyone's hair, make them look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Then they make you all dress the same. They strip down any sense of individuality that you have. You are now a member of a unit. You are the Borg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same way in law enforcement. A lot of these guys are ex-military. So...
Picking up trash.
And if you do have any sort of intelligence and you're a beat cop, you won't be one for longer than 2 years. They'll just put you as a detective, right? They'll move you up. Anybody who's a beat cop that's been there for longer than fucking 2 years is an idiot.
My job, and you guys came onto my property, right, with suspicion of bullshit fucking accusations, right? I don't know what the fuck you guys are even here for. You haven't even told me what your purpose is.
You didn't give me a chance.
You haven't told me.
Oh, he asked you multiple times, you little pussy prick.
All the time you were crying about his grabber tool in his bucket, you could have told him.
Yeah.
You're being detained and questioned because you don't really live here.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think there are a few different personality types of people that get into law enforcement, and unfortunately there is kind of a bully type, or maybe someone who was bullied that now has this authority to go out and be a bully and people can't do shit about it. I think that attracts that. But then there's the really, like, there are the people that just want to make a positive difference in their community.
And they're not beat cops. They're not out here on the street harassing people with fucking picking up garbage for very long.
Purposes,
they work their way up.
Me too, if you can just have a seat.
I don't want to know anymore.
Okay.
What I want right now is I want my identification. Why are you coming onto my property asking me for my information? This is where I fucking live. I don't need to give you shit. I didn't do shit. I fucking live here.
That is information in terms of his name and all that?
I just have his name.
Okay. and give him his ID back, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, because the other cops came, and once they found out what was going on, they were kind of like, "Nope, sorry, dude, you're in the wrong here."
That's great when the cops don't even defend the other
Yeah,
cops.
and listen to what he says at the end.
Yeah.
This is great.
We already confirmed he's there, and this gentleman here just said, yeah, he works here and lives here.
This could have got me killed today, apparently. Why don't you guys go do some real work?
Cops shoot people of color because they might commit a crime. I shoot dumb people because they might become a cop.
Whoa. Oh no.
I don't know. Cops are great. I love cops.
I
Please don't
usually
kill me.
comply. You wouldn't have saw me not complying.
You wouldn't have saw me picking up garbage. I'm a lazy motherfucker.
That is true.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I hope that he was fired because that's just
yeah.
How
Yes.
could you continue? Like, you saw
the
the guy.
follow-up.
He's not homeless. He's clearly just picking up garbage. Fuck off. Like, do some real police work, as he said.
This is what happened. He
he
didn't-
quit.
He
Okay.
was forced to quit, which means he still gets the rest of his salary. If he would have disputed it and they would have had some sort of internal investigation, then he risked being fired and not being paid.
That's his yearly salary, so he gets the rest
it's
for the
not,
year.
You know what? It's not a lot. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not a lot for someone who does that type of job.
I mean, I'm not against him getting his salary as long as he's off the fucking streets. I the money is
Yeah, I
secondary here.
Yeah, I can agree with that because he's clear. Like he shouldn't be a cop. He's potentially dangerous. Like if you're drawing your gun on someone
Yeah.
picking up trash, no, you don't belong there. Sorry.
Denver. A white Colorado police officer who pulled out his gun during a confrontation with a black man picking up trash around his dormitory resigned this week under an agreement that lets him collect $6,000 to $9,000 in salary despite violating department policies. Police body camera footage released Thursday provided a full video account of the tense encounter, which had gained national attention based on a video shot by someone inside a student dormitory at Naropa University, a liberal arts school associated with Buddhism in the city of Boulder.
It's true, yeah. In Boulder, Colorado, Naropa University. It's a Buddhism-based university.
Now, this motherfucker's out here pulling the gun on a trash picking up Buddha boy.
Apparently so.
The dude, Fat Buddha better come out and sit on this cop. I can't.
Fat Buddha?
Fat Buddha needs to come sit on this fucking cop.
Not Skinny Buddha?
No, I want Fat Buddha to sit on him.
I like Skinny Buddha because he has I guess Fat Buddha has them too, like the big stretched out earlobes too. Yeah, I like that.
I just want Fat Buddha to start sitting on
me.
people like this. That's all I want. City officials said the investigation could not prove that the officer, John Smiley, acted because of Zaid's Atkinson's race. Investigators found Smiley violated 2 department policies: police authority and public trust and conduct, the city attorney said. Boulder is essentially saying we're going to pay this officer and let him resign for threatening Zaid's life, for racially profiling Zaid, said Atkinson's attorney, Siddhartha Rathod. If you or I were to do this, we would be criminally charged. We would immediately lose our jobs.
Siddhartha, I think that name comes from Buddhism.
Of course, yeah.
I think that was like Buddha's actual name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I wonder how many Buddhists live in this town.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? There's another video of this old lady who, I don't know what state this was in. She pulled a gun on this couple who was in the park with their dog. Like it was a young black couple, and they were just like having a picnic or something. And she pulled a gun on them because they didn't have a permit or whatever. And they're like, "Well, I didn't know that I needed a fucking permit to come in a public park or something like that." I think it was on Reddit or whatever. But it was just crazy. Like this old lady pulls a gun on someone and basically threatens to kill them because they didn't have a permit. Like, what is wrong with you? That is like psychopathic behavior.
Yeah, Buddha's real name was Siddhartha Gautama.
Yeah.
However you say that.
Oh, okay.
I probably butchered
That's
it.
good that you remember that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to read a lot about world religions in my spare time. Just and I used to watch a lot of documentaries like how Buddhism came to be, how Islam came to be.
I spent a lot of time drawing
Nice.
Muhammad.
Oh yeah.
Cool pictures of Muhammad. Yeah, it's fun.
The last time I read about anything like that, it was in like a philosophy class, and I pretty much forgot everything that I learned. But Buddhism was probably like the most interesting religion to me, even though I don't agree with any of them. It's probably the most like, I don't know. like the best one, just because it has the coolest lore.
I kind of feel the same way about Hinduism too. I like that, and Buddhism's kind of an offshoot of Hinduism, I guess.
Really quick, Manny here says, to be fair, both were at fault. The Zayd guy could have waited and followed orders. He could have, but like, are you really gonna put up with shit like this all the fucking time?
I mean, when you've got an unbalanced individual with authority and a gun, I would rather sacrifice my pride than my life, honestly.
And I would say that's what makes this guy a hero, for standing up, knowing the cameras were on, and putting on a fucking show, pushing this guy to the
cameras
edge.
are on when they get blown the fuck away too.
And that was the risk he would have taken. But now
I'm not willing to take that risk.
But if he would have sat there and would have just taken it, this guy would have lived to see another day, because it wouldn't have been such a grand show of the cop being such a fucking idiot. It would have just been brushed off, business as usual. He stood up. He risked getting murdered. Whatever. He stood up, and now this is an issue that's brought on some change. Good for this fucking guy.
This cop is probably used to people complying the majority of the time. So he was probably insulted personally, and I think that fueled an emotional response. I think that's what happened.
That makes sense.
And I think
that would make sense.
You can respond emotionally. You can. It's okay to have emotions.
Not when you're holding a gun at somebody.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the cop responding emotionally?
Yeah.
He was having a power trip.
He was offended that someone dared not comply with his orders. He's probably used to most people just complying with his orders.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings out this, who the fuck do you think you are kind of thing.
And I go, I'm the guy who doesn't care about your fucking gun because I'm out here picking up garbage.
Check this out. I thought this was only going to happen in the U.S., but I guess the Canadian Parliament is grilling the fuck out of Facebook now. Did you know about that?
No.
And
I didn't know about this.
And a lot of it has to do with this Nancy Pelosi video, which is so weird. Let's see.
Does Facebook still defend the concept that it doesn't have to be truthful to be on your platform?
I understand what you're getting at. Canadian lawmakers led their international counterparts in a fierce grilling of Facebook over its refusal to take down one particular post.
Could Facebook explain why it's decided not to remove the video of Nancy Pelosi?
The altered video was taken from a speech by U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
And then he had a press conference in the Rose Garden.
Someone in the chat said people still use Facebook. Yeah, people still use it.
Boomers,
millions.
grandmas.
It doesn't matter. People still use it.
Stay-at-home moms.
Okay, cool. People still use it. I'm pretty sure more people still use it than Twitter, right?
Yeah, but more cool people use DLive.
Whatever.
With all this sort of visuals that obviously were planned.
The doctored video is slowed down to make Pelosi appear unwell or drunk.
And then he had a press conference in the Rose.
I think it's funny. I would never. I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, there's...
You can kind of tell that it's slowed down, though.
You're right. Oh, I do this to people all the time. I can slow down videos and make people sound like they're drunk, too. So maybe we'll do it later with...
No, you want to get kicked off of Facebook and then kicked out of Canada?
I'm not going to do it
to... You want to get kicked out of Canada?
I'm not going to do it to a politician. I'll just do it to, like, Von Helton or something.
All this... All of
Von Helton's problems could be solved if he became a politician.
Obviously were planned.
YouTube removed the video. Facebook has not.
Boy,
let's say that.
I love how we're listening more to Nancy Pelosi slowed down than anything she's said before. This fucking sucks.
YouTube removed the video. Facebook did not. Yeah. Canadians are so great. They're so polite. Like, instead of saying excuse me or pardon me, they literally say sorry.
Sorry.
Like that's their excuse me, that's their hello. That's like the word they use more than any other word.
Canadian women are different than
Only
American
that the person
women.
there would be Mr.
They're
Zuckerberg.
just more receptive
Would that video be taken
to the
down?
male
Would
attention.
get the same treatment.
It's crazy.
Okay.
I got 4 numbers at a Denny's in Vancouver, BC one night. At a Denny's.
Set it up to make it look
4
closer
numbers.
to the original.
Okay.
But
Cool.
the fake
Canadian
can still
women,
be found
the
easily.
best.
The only way to tell it's false is if you click share. And not all copies have this warning.
If that were to happen in the Canadian election, a similar video of a Canadian politician. Would Facebook remove that video?
If it originates from a fake account, or if it's deemed to be spam, if it is a violation otherwise of our community standards, absolutely. And I can assure you that in almost every instance that
But it is false. It's not the truth.
This media expert says it's a minefield.
It shows the limits of their jurisdiction. It shows that governments haven't developed robust governance frameworks to push back against the things they think are problematic on these platforms. But it also exposes the nature, how complex this problem is.
Begging the question, if governments can't even convince Facebook to take a video down, who can? Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
I don't think this isn't the video we should be all concerned with having taken down. You know, this isn't that big of a deal. You know, terrorists chopping people's heads off. Yeah. You know, people doing mass shootings and filming it. Yeah. Take those off. The really horrendous ones. Whatever. This doesn't bother me.
Food reviews, like, take them off.
I mean, like, I'm used to having a drunk Speaker of the House. We had John Boehner for how long, right?
Yeah.
He sounded drunk all the fucking time. His family, like, owned a bar when he was a kid. I bet you that dude was slurping back some scissor all the time.
Now he's a marijuana lobbyist, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. After being the third in line or second in line to be president, for how long and having all this influence over our government, he didn't do shit to legalize it. But now when he's going to make money off of it, now's the time. I actually tweeted at him. I tweeted at him when he announced that because that's so hypocritical.
Yeah. They start doing all these really nice things like after they're out of office. Like Obama started talking about UBI, Universal Basic Income, and Medicare for all after he left. It's like, if only you were in a position of power to fucking get these things.
Right.
It's like,
yeah,
so annoying.
You do kind of have more power when you're not committed to like the people who voted you in and put you in the place. Like when your voice carries further afterwards.
I hate when my fellow Ohioans disappoint me. And Boehner, he was from Ohio.
How often have you ever been impressed by someone from Ohio?
There's all kinds of people.
Name one.
Dean Ambrose.
Fuck. He's great. I love him.
Dolph Ziggler. I can name a whole bunch of wrestlers from Ohio alone.
I know a lot
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I know a lot of my Ohio friends are wrestlers. They're either wrestlers or they're strippers, and I love them all.
What about John Glenn? You know who John Glenn was?
I don't know. Does he
First
run
man
for
to
mayor?
orbit the Earth?
He run for mayor of Knox County?
He ended up becoming a senator in Ohio, but he was the first man to orbit the Earth in outer space.
Sounds like a fucking
He was
farce.
also the oldest man to go into space at like 72 years old. He went back up into space
Big
again.
deal. I know a lot of people who work with Stanley
Hard
Kubrick.
ass motherfucker. You couldn't lace his boots for him.
I could lace his fucking boots.
Nope.
I can tie those strings. I'll put
You're not
Velcro on those
worthy
boots.
enough.
I'll put Velcro on those
Not
fucking boots.
worthy enough.
I got Velcro.
I could name even more too.
You named 7.
I'm not naming the Miz. Fuck that.
Yes,
anyway,
I agree with the Miz.
The Miz.
The Miz is
Give
from
it to the
Ohio
Miz.
too. Marilyn Manson.
Is from Ohio?
Yeah, he's from Canton, Ohio.
Huh.
There's also some crazy people like Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson.
Are both Ohio?
Yeah.
Hey.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway, I can go on forever. What else should I? Oh, because I don't think we're going to have enough time to get to all of the news stories I have because we have to get in the next segment, but I did want to play this one. This is Disney. I guess Disney films a lot in Georgia, and they're going to stop filming there.
Yeah.
Because of the new abortion ban that they have
Georgia
going on
has
there.
great incentives to film in Georgia. They've been pushing this for a decade now, and they got Walking Dead out there. Multiple Disney films. WB has gone and filmed in Georgia for their big pay-per-view.
Honest Red from Michigan is saying Ohio is trash. Well, if Ohio wasn't there, where would everyone in Michigan go to work now these days?
Ouch.
I'm just There's a horrible rivalry. It's terrible.
The abortion bill in Georgia. How do you feel about that?
Drink some more leaded water, Michigan.
Is Disney going to keep producing there?
Well, I think if it becomes law, it'll be very difficult to produce there. I rather doubt we will. I don't think I think many people who work for us will not want to work there. and we'll have to heed their wishes in that regard. Right now, we're watching it very carefully. I guess there's some speculation it could be enacted sometime after the first of the year. I think it's also likely to be challenged in the courts, and that could delay it. And we're being careful and cautious about it. But if it becomes law, I don't see how it's practical for us to continue to shoot there.
I like how he makes it sound like the people working on the filming crew and the cast might have to have an abortion, and it's no longer practical. Like, I get what he's saying, but he's not just coming right out and saying it. You know?
Yeah, he's kind of like being a fence sitter, because it's like, we all know that if you wanted to override them, you easily could override them. I mean, I get, like, you know, not trying to be controversial because you're a company, but it's like, come on, we know this is you taking a stand, and it's, you know, it's a good position to take, because obviously this law is horseshit, but it's like, you're not going to convince us that it's the grunts, you know, who convinced you to do this. Like, come on.
But this is coming from Disney, who wouldn't even let people be pronounced dead on the property of their fucking amusement park, right?
I've never.
Yeah, they're a terrible company. All these companies who do like these woke ads and stuff, they're still horrible too. They still exploit all of their workers and stuff. It's all just so fucking hypocritical.
Don't kids get eaten by alligators at Walt Disney World? I mean, doesn't that happen? I'm pretty sure I saw a news story recently where that happened.
Wasn't Walt Disney like one of the biggest fucking like Nazis? Like,
I heard that was disputed and it wasn't true, but it could be revisionist history trying to dry erase that motherfucker off.
Yeah, I've heard that, but it's like, I don't know if one of those like conspiracy theories that you never like looked into, but you just heard it and so you accepted it.
I'll tell you what the greatest Disney conspiracy theory is. It was brought up on this last episode from Fat Pat from Poison the Well. He said Disney made the movie Frozen just so when people Googled Disney Frozen head, it would give instead of Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head being frozen in the Disney archives, the lot archives of Vault 33, it would come up as the movie Disney Frozen. That movie was made just to distract people from the fact they have Walt Disney's frozen head on site of Disneyland. That's an amazing conspiracy theory, and it's got to be true.
So it was a few years ago, like 3 years ago, an alligator did kill a little kid at Disney World.
Nice.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yep. Is there one more I wanted to watch? Oh, yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on this one, and see if you actually believe if it would, you know, the way it was reported. Let's see what they were talking about.
We are back. You're watching CNN. I'm Brooke Baldwin. The president insulted him during his battle with brain cancer, mocked him months after his death, and now President Trump is apparently so bothered by the late Senator John McCain that the White House military office communicated with lower-level Navy officials about keeping the USS John McCain out of sight during the president's trip to Japan.
Yeah, so they were saying, so I guess this ship is in Japan, and I've heard people claim that Trump said it needed to be out of his sight when he showed up, but then I've heard that other people did it without asking him.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard him say that he didn't actually want the ship moved. People just did it because they thought that he wouldn't want to see it. But it's like, is Trump petty enough to actually want the ship out of his sight? Yeah, he is. And then lie about it? Yeah, so I don't really know. I just think the story itself is funny because everyone in the mainstream media, like the CNN host, they can't take anyone criticizing the great John McCain and just stop smelling your own farts. Stop. It's irritating to me.
If I was told to keep the ship out of Trump's sight, I would hire one guy to walk around with a big old poster board that says "Don't look behind this poster board" and just fucking stay in Trump's line of sight whenever it was aimed towards the fucking ship,
just to block it out.
Yeah,
so
just
you didn't
to block
have to
it
move
out.
the whole ship.
And then down in the little parentheses below says "No peeking, Mr. Trump."
The messed up thing about this is that ship originally was named after Trump's father, who was an admiral in the Navy and was actually I mean, not Trump, I'm sorry, McCain. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like,
I misspoke. I'm glad you were like, really? Because I'm like, hold on, does it sound unbelievable? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
McCain's father was an admiral before he was in the Navy, so that ship was originally named after him, and then they made it named after him after he died, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, actually, McCain's father was the head of all of the U.S. military in the Vietnam War. That's why he was such a valuable POW to them when he was a POW for so long, because they had like the guy who was they had the son of the guy who was basically commanding all of the military in that area.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't involved. I would not have done that. I was very angry with John McCain because he killed health care. Now, somebody did it because they thought I didn't like him, okay? And they were well-meaning. They thought they were
They did a good job. I do appreciate it, but I didn't order it.
Favor because they know I am not a fan of John McCain. But certainly I couldn't care less whether or not there's a boat named after his father.
There's a boat.
I could care less whether or not there was a boat that said McCain on the side of it, because I can't even read.
And here's Meghan McCain getting all pissed off. I want to see what she says.
Oh man, I want them to name the boat after her in fucking 20 years.
President's actions have consequences, and when you repeatedly are attacking my father and war heroes, it creates a culture in the military where people are clearly fearful.
The most offensive thing I heard. The most offensive thing I ever heard Trump say about McCain was like I only like military people who don't get captured, okay? He made it seem
that was ridiculous.
He made it seem like you suck as a soldier if you got captured, when there were plenty of scenarios where getting captured is the best option for you and everyone around you. So.
Oh, totally.
And actually, I think he wasn't aware of the fact that McCain voluntarily stayed there and was offered early release because of who he was, and he stayed there instead with his comrades, you know?
But he also was captured because he was like technically committing a war crime. Like he was bombing a civilian light bulb factory. And I get that he probably didn't issue that, but it's like, okay, you're kind of doing something that is bad. So it's all just evilness like all around. So that's why like when I see stories like this, I hate both Trump and McCain and his spawn, so it's like let them fight. I'm down for this.
It's so weird because back when McCain was running for president against Obama, CNN bashed the shit out of McCain all the time, and now they're like, "How dare Trump say such horrible things about a war hero?"
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. It drives me nuts. It's just whoever they can be outraged at in order to kind of like stick it to Donald Trump. When it's like, you're all fucking hypocrites. Like John McCain, he's this hero, and you even see Democrats like trying to suck him off. This guy advocated for basically invading every fucking country on the planet. Like, how is he some kind of a hero? Like, he wanted war with Iran. He supported every fucking war, the Iraq war. It's like, this dude is a fucking ghoul. Like, just because he's dead doesn't mean that we have to do revisionist history. Like, it's sad that he was lost, that he died and his family had to deal with that pain. But like, objectively speaking, like, he's no fucking hero.
Do you remember any of the other presidents in your lifetime doing interviews all the time in front of a fucking helicopter that's running? And he's always talking over the helicopter, and people have to yell to ask. I noticed Trump does this all the fucking time. Why doesn't he do it inside of a room before he walks to the helicopter?
There has to be some strategy behind it.
Get it?
No, there's one exception. There's one exception. He will do sit-down interviews with Fox News, but he won't do it with like any other outlet. Like, he will only kind of give them interviews if they can catch him when he's about to like jump on a helicopter or something like that. It's because he doesn't want to talk to the press, because if they're not going to be nice to him and, you know, fluff his ego, then he doesn't even care. Like, even in Fox News, like when they try to do like the pseudo pushback, you know, he can't even take that. So he just doesn't want anyone to question him. He's kind of like this mini tyrant.
Yeah, and you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to hear what Meghan McCain has to say. Let's before we start our next segment.
That's wise.
Just want to remind everyone who's watching, please like the stream. Please make sure you're subscribed. Do all that wonderful stuff. Download the Brave browser. Link in the description. Use that to watch our shows. Send us your bats after June 5th. And yeah, feel free to read the Streamlabs. And
she was gonna say Billy with a capital B, wasn't she? And you cut her off.
No.
She better not have been saying Billy with a capital B.
Meghan McCain has me blocked on Twitter, by the way.
Really?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I want to slide in her DMs. Is that weird? Am I gross? I think I'm gross.
Yes.
That's gross, Billy.
I think
That's
I'm
not
gross.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You went up in my book with the Tetris win and then right back down, man.
Yeah, there's just something sick about me when it comes to conservative women. I don't know why.
Just drop off the conservative part.
What? No, I'm highly respectable to most women that I don't deem weird. Look, I have an affinity for Meghan McCain, and I'm not going to apologize. Don't kink shame me.
Oh, Billy.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody could love her. Give me what's the other guy's name? Huckabee. Give me Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh!
That's my baby. That's my baby. Make her the fucking colonel. I want Colonel Sanders to run this country. Name the ship after her. All right. The Media Night said U.S. Space Force Starship Meghan McCain. Yeah. Communist Swine says, love Mike and DP. Here's some change for you, sweet boys. And sad,
Thank you.
but not surprised of another right-winger running from the battle of ideas.
Oh, my God.
We all are convinced that Styx just had a prior engagement.
Yes.
That's what he said, and that's what we
Yeah.
believe. So
Yeah, I believe them.
I don't want to say
Gotta
he's
give
running
people the
from
benefit
anything.
of the doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Media Night also says, I use Facebook as an MMORPG. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like turning your family get-togethers into an MMO. You don't have to actually talk to them in real life if you just continually like their pictures.
There you go.
And Manny said, to be fair, both were at fault. The cop handled the situation poorly, and Zaid could have listened and waited to prove he lived there, and none of this would have happened. I think that's the right thing to do, right? But sometimes, you just got to stand up for yourself. Cops have that chip on their shoulder too fucking often, and it's not easy to just bend the fucking knee to some random asshole that's bothering you while you're trying to do a fucking thing like pick up trash outside your house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the principle of the situation where he shouldn't have been bothered to begin with.
Manny also said, to be fair with the police officer's experience, he probably has seen someone do plenty damage with less. Also, regardless of whatever, there is a gun pointed at you. Why the hell will you not listen to instructions? I think if the guy had the clamper and was like even just pointing it at the cop from 20 feet away and was like, fuck you, I'll pick up garbage, that might be a little more violent and questionable than him just picking up trash and putting it in a bucket. There was a guy here in Seattle 8-9 years ago. John T. Williams was walking down the street whittling a piece of wood, and he was hard of hearing, and the one cop opened up and killed him, dumped on him because the guy didn't put the knife down, and he was just walking down the street whittling a piece of wood.
Yeah, I
Very
heard about that.
self-contained.
I heard about that just on the local news here recently because they were still talking about it.
Yeah, the dude just gunned down a guy that was hard of hearing that was walking down the street doing a little bit of whittling.
That's
Didn't point the
horrible.
knife at anybody, didn't see the gun coming, got shot in the fucking back, walking down the street.
Yeah, they're very careful about the police here and what they do. Like they run a tight ship with them now. I've noticed.
Yeah. Vivek89 says Billy body pillow when? I was trying to get some art commissioned for a Billy body pillow, and it never came through.
Is it going to be life size?
A body pillow.
How the fuck? How much are those things going to cost, man?
It was just a body pillow. I was gonna have me like laying seductively on one side,
but it would be like life size.
No, it's like a big body pillow.
Are you gonna get your little tallywhacker casted, and then you could sell like Billy?
I've been wanting to do that. I think we should have a goal where we get like everybody is a regular on the show to cast their tallywhackers, and we'll put them in a dick bucket once we meet the goal. And we'll pull out the dicks, and we'll try and guess whose dick is whose dick. I think that'd be a fun game for us to play. Bag of dicks. We get like Pimp Monk's Little Pecker in there.
You know what?
Get Jeff Holiday.
There's a really popular local burger place around here called Dick's.
Yeah.
So like when you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat a bag of dicks, or I want some dicks in my mouth or something, people don't automatically assume that you're talking about penis.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did they say it in the dirtiest way too?
I mean,
do they usually? Because I feel like I wouldn't be able to help myself. Like it's just too easy of a target.
Yeah.
I even saw Madison one time, like talk about how she loved dicks or something.
Yeah,
and
she
it was
posted.
meant to be
She had a Dick's burger in her mouth.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
Find you a girl who isn't afraid to put dicks in her mouth.
Something like that.
Yeah, everybody has those cute little sayings they say about dicks because it's a Seattle institution.
It is.
All
right. So
we also have Manny saying, "Ben, I sent you coffee," or he spelled coffee wrong. He might have spelled kofefi wrong. I'm not sure. But it says, "Ben, I sent you coffee." I don't know if there's coffee or not. Trash Queen and King says, "Got the PAX badge and I'm going to be in Seattle for a week. Got to meet Billy and dab on them." Is that how you dab? Is that cool?
I think so.
The kids do that?
Who cares
That's what the kids are doing nowadays.
I just want to know what the kids do. Death Wish Cassidy said, "I played 80 hours of Tetris 99, only ever gotten third. When it gets down to 10 players, it's impossible."
Yeah, the struggle is real. Thank you for saying that. That makes me feel a little bit better. I just don't know if I'm unworthy.
Oh, there's
Thank
probably some Tetris prodigies out there just whooping your ass.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
That's how you lose, right? Because you're playing against 98 other people. You get in a game where you have 5 or 6 people who are psycho players. They're gonna wreck you. You can't help it. So you have to become. You just keep looking at what level you win at. Usually, try and maintain that top 10, and once you can do that, just keep playing until you hit that number 1. We also have. Dobro Spec says, "Mike, do you have a strong opinion on nuclear power? I noticed you once agreed with someone calling to end it. If so, seeing as we're planning to have one anyway until your opponent canceled, I'd be happy to step in and give the people a quick debate."
I don't remember me saying I'm in favor of nuclear power for like energy. I'm just against nuclear proliferation in terms of like nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone should have it, including the U.S. But nuclear power itself, I'm not against that. So.
And Guagla Kengi says, "Just saw the new Godzilla. It was fucking amazing. Fuck the critics who say it's trash." And I believe Manny also sent one in, said, "Way ahead of you. I got one already." I think he's talking about the penis casting.
Oh, cool.
So, Manny, you want to throw your penis in our bag of dicks competition? Maybe we can get chocolate dicks made out of it. We
Is
can
that
have
all of them?
I'm going to go through Super Chats one quick second. And it's just our boy Anthony Fantano. So we're donezo.
Okay, so we're gonna move. We're gonna do a quick segment before we get into the usual crazy people segment, just for fun. This is a new segment. Here it is. All right. So this is the segment where we watch cringy videos that our friend Egghead has made over the years. This one's going back really far. This is when he was really, Egghead's noticeably younger. He's a baby.
Is this when he looked like Shane Dawson?
Let's see.
Happy New Year! Yes, it's almost the new year. And people always have those crazy New Year's revolutions.
Did he say New Year's revolution?
Revolution, yeah.
People have revolutions on New Year's,
Well,
Egghead?
technically they do, right? Because it's the 365th day, so the year has a full revolution around the sun.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
You need to be around Egghead so you can justify all of his little gaps that he
I'd
does.
probably start like throwing grapes in his head or something.
And I know I had a lot of them. I mean, I try to lose weight.
With a 3-pound dumbbell?
Crazy! You think that's crazy? I'll show you crazy.
Tain't likely. Rick Simpson's
You stupid slave! You stupid!
Yeah, that's one thing when you're acting, Egghead. Make sure you always break the fourth wall and look at the camera.
Maggot! Work harder! Or I'll beat the crap out of you! You're killing me, man! I've tried to get a girlfriend.
It worked. It worked.
You know, this kind of reminds me of the format of an Onision video.
Yeah.
Where he has someone talk to the camera and then it shows like the example of
Or
what
like
they
a
did.
coherent corpse midget?
Yeah.
This is an Onision video.
Yep.
That's why I like Egghead.
Where did Egghead go? He vanished from the chat.
Excuse me, ma'am. You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Oh, back off! Shut up! Leave me alone! Get out of my face!
She hit him! How did he know?
I try to save my money.
That's Egghead's type!
How much for the CD? $20. How much for the DVD? $30. How much for the iPod? $100. Oh, okay, well, here you go. Oh, crap, I'm out of money! So there you go. Those are my 3 New Year's resolutions that I tried to keep, but I didn't. At all. So now, it's your turn. Leave a comment or a video response telling me.
Oh, Egghead. Baby Egghead.
This is so wholesome.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
wholesome.
Oh man, his dad and his uncle and other members of his family make these Western movies. And
no kidding.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 of them. And his family lives in Oklahoma and they own like a Western museum there. They're all like really into the cowboy thing. So, and he sent us the whole stack of his dad's movies to watch. There's something else.
A homemade full-length movie.
Yeah, I
That would
mean
be
they have a production budget. I think he said it was a couple $100,000. You know, so
no kidding. Okay,
Yeah, it looks like they wasted it all on authentic fucking hooch.
Yeah, sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. Gonna have another sarsaparilla.
Oh, you know
here
what?
with Cinnabon.
You know what else we have to do that I forgot before we start the crazy people
Oh, I
segment?
know what we gotta do.
All right, so read the first one. Because, okay, these are from our $50 patrons. We put you guys in the opening credits, but you can also send us a monthly shout out or a short video, like a 2-minute video to plug whatever you want. And here's the ones that people sent to us.
We got one from Manny, and Manny says, "Can I get a shout out to A&M Comics? They're the oldest comic book store in Miami, located at 6650 Bird Road, Miami, Florida, 33155. Also, while you're there, try and defeat the Pokemon Go gym that's there." Wow. I'm going to go beat your gym. I'm a spoof, Manny. I'm going to spoof in tonight and beat your Pokemon Go gym. Fill it with fucking fat Snorlax. And then we also got one. It says, Video Gamers Oasis Play Theater. Zany Let's Plays and walkthroughs of retro and modern games. Watch Jeremy, a.k.a. the Meat Geek, as he plays...
Play Egghead's tribute to Dusty?
I don't have it yet. I'll have to play it next time.
So, watch Jeremy, a.k.a. the Meat Geek, as he plays Puzzle Quest, Challenge of the Warlords, a fantasy RPG adventure with Bejeweled-styled gameplay. Watch Hawkscope the Druid as he battles various monsters and villains of increasing growing difficulty while meeting new companions, collecting gold, power-ups, and learning amazing spells. His ultimate goal? Defeat Lord Bane, Dark Horseman of Death, before he reduces the people of Etheria to undead slaves. If you enjoy the videos on this YouTube channel, subscribe and click the notification bell.
Check
them out.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, here we go.
Oh shit, man, he says he's Team Yellow. I forgot about that. I can't beat his gym. I gotta drop one in his gym. I'm gonna drop one in your gym, Manny.
You're gonna drop it, Dupes?
Crazy people.
All right, this one's just weird. Didn't you say you used to work at Walmart?
Yeah, I used to have all those shitty jobs. So Subway, Blockbuster, Walmart, all of them.
Yeah, here...
I've seen some shit.
This is some manager forcing his employees to do something that he probably thinks is fun, but I would consider embarrassing. Here it is.
Okay, let's get me a rhythm! Follow me.
Listen to all that white people rhythm.
We are Walmart. We are Walmart. Everybody, one more time. We are Walmart.
You hear the guy holding the camera. We are.
Dude, if I worked at Walmart and they made me do this, I think I'd just start pooping and pissing my pants in front of everybody. There's no way I could not.
I was, no joke, I was part of these.
Oh, God.
And the other employees are genuinely enthusiastic about doing this. And I'm just sitting here like, and I only did 2 of these when I first started. and I didn't know the lyrics, so I was just standing there, kind of like awkward penguin. But like people are genuinely like excited to do this shit, and I felt like I was in like some sort of cult. It was very weird.
Yeah.
So they do this regularly at Walmart?
And was the store open?
Yeah, the store was open. I
my
worked in
God.
electronics, and we did it like right outside of the electronics center, and there are like customers that can see, and it was like, it's fucking weird. And I know that they do it because they think it boosts morale, and I guess it works apparently because the people who were doing it, like they seemed excited, but I was very creeped out. And again, I only did it like twice.
It seems embarrassing.
I kind of want to get a job at Walmart just so I can go do this and poop and piss myself during it.
Young man, young girl, welcome to Wally World. You're going to be a cashier someday. You got a smile on your face.
Yeah, isn't this great, Billy? Yeah, apply. You know what? I want to go with you when you get your application. And
I
turn it in.
literally want to do this just to poop and piss myself during this. Like, it's not even a fetish.
It's the only reasonable reaction to this.
Yeah.
Although the people who were doing it didn't do the stomping thing. Like they just kind of like clapped in a circle, and it was a small circle, but like it still like is a thing. Like it literally happens, and it's weird.
I think this guy's channeling a little Freddie Mercury right now, and
he's feeling it, man.
Yeah.
I think this guy should have drank in some mercury.
He just needs the spandex pants and the microphone, and he's good to go.
We are Walmart.
Oh my God, I like that little move he did at the end there.
He's like Freddie Mercury if you just take away the talent and the flamboyant homosexuality and mix it and replace it with quality prices.
Yeah, somebody said in a comment that they do this every day. I think this person probably works there, and they say you're not required, but it's frowned upon. Yeah, that's right, because they never said that like you can't do it, but the way that they present it to you is like it's not an option. Like, okay, we're gonna do the team, like they'll do their little meeting, and then they'll close it out by doing this fucking thing, and it's really weird. Like,
I would be in the bathroom.
Influenced.
I would be in the bathroom taking a dump while this is going on.
Yeah.
Just be like,
Is there
"Sorry,
a time of day? Is there a time of day where this happens? Because I will go.
Shift change from when I was doing it, like when the night shift would come in, like or the second shift. That's when they would do it. When the day shift and night shift would meet, and they would like wait for people. They'd like stand around like, wait, where's Mike? Come on, let's go. So like,
oh my God,
yeah, it's extremely weird. Like it's as weird as the video portrays it, and I'm so glad that this video like leaked. I don't know if it like leaked, but I'm glad that people are seeing this because this shit is fucking strange.
I might go during shift change, wait for this to happen, just stand there and poop and pee
Dude,
myself.
I got to get that on video.
For real.
Can we get you some Depends or something?
Nope, I'm gonna.
You're just gonna go.
I'm
for
gonna
it.
wear like loose fitting nylon pants.
Oh God,
white nylon pants.
Can we just act like you're like mentally challenged so that we don't get in trouble? And I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry, man.
What am I gonna get in trouble for? Incontinence?
Oh,
do you get in trouble for incontinence?
Okay, whatever.
No,
do it however you want.
I hate to rain on your parade, Billy, but Walmart workers, you wouldn't be the first person that I've seen like shit on the floor.
Oh man,
I promise you.
I used to clean.
Common.
I used to clean the restrooms at a Toys R Us, and it was the worst. And I'll tell you what. A lot of men have never even been in a women's restroom before. Fucking be so thankful. Be so thankful you never had to clean a public women's bathroom before.
Women are gross, and that's why I love them. That's how I know that little fucking Megan McCain is a sexy fox.
Stop.
Oh, you keep going there, man.
She's probably
he does. It's so fucking cringy.
She's probably never
you know,
flushed
Canadian women, guys, right?
She's probably never flushed a toilet in her life. That's hot.
Okay. Yeah, she probably has the motion sensors on all of her toilets, right?
No, she probably leaves stinky. She leaves stinky dumps in the toilet with fucking period pads dirty on top of them. It looks like a fucking burrito bowl from Taco Bell.
As you're like explaining all this, like the visuals like popping into my mind, and I'm just like getting grossed out. But it's pretty funny. It's bad though.
Here's a very creepy sermon from some preacher named Larry Brown.
I'm glad Rhonda is with me.
Rhonda. He's gonna rave about Rhonda.
Rhonda is always with me. I tell preachers when they call, if Rhonda don't come, I don't come, and that's just the way we do it. I couldn't go anywhere without Rhonda. I love it, love it, love it. I'm so much in love with Rhonda, you don't have time to hear how much in love with Rhonda I am. I mean, everywhere we go, since I've been here at the motel two mornings ago, I got to talking about Rhonda in the breakfast room. The lady, her husband at the next table, she started crying. She said, "You're making me cry." Yesterday morning, another lady said, "Well, how are the two newlyweds this morning?" I said, "We're doing fine. We're doing wonderful. I can't get over Rhonda. I can't quit looking at her, can't quit talking about her. I can't quit kissing her. I can't quit hugging her. I can't quit telling her how much I love her." This morning, I woke up.
I just start kissing them and they let me because I'm famous.
I massage her feet at night.
Whoa!
He's a priest? He's a pastor?
A pastor. Yeah, he's massaging her feet at night.
Massage your feet
Rhonda,
at night?
dude, Rhonda must be smoking.
And everybody, when I say Rhonda, that's a metaphor for God, okay? I want to rub God's feet and suck God's dick in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Me and Rhonda, we do everything together. We watch movies. We check out hot guys. I mean, we go shopping.
Yeah.
I massage her shoulders and her back, scratch her back at night. And but this morning I woke up. I got out of bed first, and I saw her feet. And her feet are so beautiful. I fell in love with her feet all over again. They're beautiful. Before we got married, somebody talked her into having these white tips put on her fingernails for the wedding. Thought it'd look nice for the wedding. Well, she couldn't afford anything like that, but somebody paid for it. And so when I saw it, I fell in love with that. And so I've always had her go and fix those tips. And so that's a luxury.
So like these people go to church to sit and listen to their pastor just talk about his wife the entire time. I don't understand. And he's talking about her feet. Yeah. It's weird. It sounds like he's getting a little too personal, right?
And these two guys are like really into it. Are these his sons?
I don't know. I don't know who they are. They could just be his backup.
Is it Steve Carell and Super Dave Osborne?
Super Dave's dead, man.
Oh, damn.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I do for Rhonda.
It does look like Steve Carell on the left there, though.
Yeah, it does.
And
or David Wallace from The Office. I don't know his name. Kind of.
He's like a hybrid between the two.
Yeah.
Those tips on her toenails. We have the toenails done too. And I massaged her feet this morning. And got my pillow and got down at the end of the bed and started to work on her feet, and I massaged her feet while she explained how heavenly that was. And then after I got all
you think that's heavenly? I'm going to put your entire foot in the back of my throat.
You see, do you hear what he's saying?
No, I missed it.
He said, oh man, he gets really graphic. It's weird.
All the lotion work.
He's like, after I got all the lotion worked in, I kissed each toe.
And then after I got all the lotion worked in real good, I kissed each toe separately, each toe. And look, you're laughing. She knows I'm not kidding. I mean, this is exactly what happened. I kissed him, and then I massaged her feet some more, and then I kissed her toes some more. The end of each toe, I kissed it some more.
I have a feeling he was massaging himself too while he was doing this. You know what I'm saying?
and told her how much I loved her, and told her toes how much I loved them too. And I'm shaming you men who never massage your wife's feet. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Fetishist.
If you've never massaged your wife's feet, shame on you. May you be relegated to the 7th depths of hell.
I'm literally crying right now because this is fucking like there's a line between like sweet and creepy, and he like is way far into like the creepy.
Yeah.
Like picture him, he's like, and I took my wife and I spread each of her butt cheeks and I kissed each cheek, and then I went
told them I love them.
I yelled Ricola under her butthole to see if it would echo back at me. Ricola. It happened.
She loves it when I eat her ass.
Come up there with a chocolate milk mustache. Ooh.
This
dude is insane.
Yeah. And this
is really gold.
That's where the clip ended, but that's great. I think I may have been sent some of his other stuff.
Shame on you if you don't rub your wife's feet.
This video is called Flat Earth Update. So we're getting an update on the flat Earth from this guy.
Beautiful morning. See the sun rising in the distance.
It might be a troll.
Get some sun gazing on today. But just kind of wanted to touch base about the old Flat Earth Update. So you either don't care or you don't know. Sorry if the traffic's loud. I'm had to get outside. I didn't sleep all night.
I don't think you're in good enough shape to make a video while you ride a bike. Sounds like you're pretty winded right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and he's filming his phone vertically. That's a really big, stupid move.
Who cares if he's in shape or not? He's not even using logic to make this video, so why do we care if he's using physicality?
He's near a noisy road, and he's so winded he can hardly talk.
And his opinion is pro-flat Earth. All of this...
hey, this is the marketplace of ideas.
Well, let's pick apart his breathing patterns, okay? But not his idea.
The truth is,
his idea is so ridiculous it doesn't even need it. It's funnier to make fun of his ridiculous video production quality.
Okay, let's make fun of his beard then. He can't even grow a mustache, pussy.
I can't grow a mustache either.
Oh, shit, sorry.
I've got like a teenage mustache.
Sorry, Ben.
I'm 38 years old and I can't grow like a respectable mustache.
Isn't a mustache?
Hold on, you can't grow a mustache, motherfucker.
I can't grow a beard either.
I can grow way more facial hair than you.
Yeah, but by not growing facial hair, I win.
No.
That gives me the capital B for
by not agreeing that
Billy's
you win,
beardless
I win.
body.
Anyone can use the Billy logic. No, I win.
Somebody donate $20 saying that I win and call it a bandana,
when you don't agree
please.
that I win, that means I win.
I disagree.
I know you disagree, and that means I win. I'm using the
Don't give a fuck what you think. You can think that you're a fucking male, female, fucking hybrid, fucking trans. I have 30 genders. I can pick whatever one I want to. Whatever.
He said male, female, hybrid.
But it doesn't make it true. You can think the Earth is a globe. The majority of people can think the Earth is a globe. It doesn't change the truth.
Okay.
The truth doesn't give a fuck about your feelings or your opinions.
Here's the truth. You can barely talk without losing your breath, and you're throwing in all these cuss words.
Yeah.
Bad choice of words, little fucking Benjamin. I don't know why I named him Benjamin.
I could take a guess.
I think it was the beard.
No, I don't think so.
He's got no mustache.
His hair's a lot lighter than mine.
So if you're gay, hate to break it to you, but sperm doesn't belong in assholes.
It's like a red beard.
It only has
He's one of those people that has a red beard but brown hair. I've known people like that before.
one purpose on this earth. Gay sperm loves female eggs. And there's no getting.
Gay sperm
so weird.
loves female eggs.
So weird.
I'm just glad we finally got a scientist on the show.
Yeah. Someone's
Yeah.
spitting the truth.
Around that. So even just gay marriage and not even just the trans stuff, the gay stuff alone is just, it's fucking nasty.
Oh my god.
And they
Not
get
as
out
nasty as your red beard.
some kind of fucking woke card. Like if you're not even gay, but you support, you fucking die on the sword for someone that's not even there.
What?
Like if you're not gay.
I think the lack of oxygen is affecting his brain right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is
he going to even get to the flat Earth stuff? Like,
he's jumping all around.
Because I kind of think he's not trolling.
Yeah, you think he's just he's so mad about the gays that he wants to make a video about flat Earth, but he just can't fucking stop talking about the gays because
That's kind of, it's on his mind. Yeah, I feel like he is just like mad about everything. So whatever is the popular position, he's got to take the opposite stance. That's why I feel like maybe he's not trolling. It's hard to say though.
Yeah.
And you get into all these arguments about homophobic people. Yeah, I am homophobic. Like if you're gay and you're gonna hit on me, like I'm gonna make that stop happening.
I want to believe that's a troll because that's so cliche to say, but I think there are idiots that still believe that gay guys are going around trying to hit on straight guys all the time. Like,
yeah,
just
somebody
having-
literally said it to me in real life. Like when I was younger, like there was this like 45-year-old dude that like I was bowling and we went out with like a group of friends and like he's like, "You're looking at my ass, son?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, like what?" Oh, no, it's not like dick, okay, let's go. It's like, no, there's still standards too, and
Right.
you're definitely not.
I wish you had an ass worth looking at, old man.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
Like, it's just the way it is. If you're talking hell globe shit at me, I'm gonna tell you to stop talking about it. Talk about space, I'm gonna say something about it.
Yeah, you talking about globe shit? Stop talking. You talking about my butt being
Homophobic.
cute?
I'm
Stop
globophobic.
talking.
I'm afraid of the globe.
That's simple.
But no, I mean, homophobia. I mean, do what you want and stay away from me.
I feel like this guy punches the fourth wall.
I'm not going to write laws or beat people or Sharia law, any of this and that. Like,
Sharia law.
Stay the fuck away from me and my kids.
Are you high?
Especially my kids, fucking drag queen trannies.
Oh my god.
Drag queen trannies. Those are two different things.
Let's hold him up to the high standards of knowledge here. Let's make sure you got it wrong. There's drag queens and trans people are two different things. He doesn't know. He doesn't know
There's
anything.
so many questions here. Is this like a big online person or just kind of like a rando?
Yeah, people send us these videos. I would prefer it's not someone popular. Sometimes we used to do the Vigilant Christian a lot, which I don't know. Are you familiar with him at all?
I think you guys showed a clip to me when I was on like last time or the time before maybe.
Yeah. And stuff ended up happening with him where it ended up coming out that he was trying to like get these gangbangs together so like him and his buddies could all like take their turns on this one girl, and he was sending pictures of his friends' dicks to this girl that ended up like leaking all of these messages and all the dick pics and stuff. And then he ended up admitting that he's like really into coke and he gets hookers and he has gay thoughts. He said he's never done anything, but because people always said he was gay like all the time. I tried not, like everyone was saying it. I was trying not to assume.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. He said he wasn't, so I just take his word for it. But yeah, I mean, he said he had thought, and he's so, you know what? A lot of the things he was so ashamed of weren't even really bad things.
That they always like these pastors. I noticed they always have like some weird like kink thing. But like when like my family went to a church when I was growing up, and then like when I was in my early 20s and I stopped going because I stopped believing. I found out that my pastor resigned because scandal. He admitted to looking at porn, and I'm just sitting here just like laughing, like, what? That's a scandal? Like what? And you resigned?
But
it's
when
so
you
weird.
preach out against it and you become a hypocrite, like that's
true.
That's the price you pay.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I never had a problem with anything Mario did sexually as his little deviant lifestyle. I never had a problem with that. I had a problem with everything else he preached while doing that.
But what he decided to go the route where he believed he was totally sick in the head. And like all these things he was into are totally evil, and now he's at some Christian inpatient recovery house that he went to.
Oh, that's healthy.
And talking about how he needs to pray to like help him, when he should have just been like, hey, you know what? The things I did, they weren't really like, some of them were kind of bad. A lot of the things aren't really that bad. And I'm not ashamed of them anymore. And
that would be perfect if he wasn't preaching about everything being a satanic, sexualized
he needs to
molestation of the fucking youth.
You know, he didn't believe half that shit anyway. Yeah, he was like the Alex Jones of Christian YouTubers at one point, where like everything in media had some sort of connection to the satanic Illuminati, like Beyonce. Like, you know, he was like doing blow and banging hookers and stuff while he was calling Beyonce satanic, or like Katy Perry's halftime show satanic. Like
projection.
Yeah.
I gotta look. Okay, because I feel like I know who this is, and
he had a really big channel.
Introduced me to him.
He had a really big channel and he sold it, and now that channel is something else that's not even worth watching at all. But he still has his vlog channel up, and man, he cries. He's always been this way. He weeps in every video.
Yeah, I know who this is. Okay.
Yeah. It's
man, that's crazy. I didn't know about the downfall of him liking cocaine, and
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
I mean,
his cocaine and prostitutes.
So bad.
I don't even think, I mean, like, I think prostitution should be legal, and if people, you know, aren't like spending all their money on it, then I'm fine with that. And same thing with drugs too. Like I'm fine with most drugs being legal as long as people aren't letting it overtake their lives.
Yeah, but I'm not fine with people preaching against them.
No, I understand that.
And then doing them at the same time and then crying for sympathy. It's like, dude, you're a manipulator. You're disgusting. You're a predator. Go to your fucking rehab and hopefully don't ever come out. Go in a hole and sit there for the rest of your days.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like these aren't really things that are that scandalous. Like I agree with Ben. Like it should be like drugs and sex work. That should all be legalized, taxed, regulated, and whatnot. But I mean, if you're gonna preach one thing, then you have to practice what you preach. Otherwise, you're a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario. Yeah, it kind of blew my mind when all that shit happened, but it was interesting to watch. Here's another guy we watch a lot, Von Helton. He's like a 50-something-year-old dude that lives in a trailer in Kentucky. In his trailer's in the backyard of his mom's trailer. And he has a lot of weird conspiracy theories and stuff. He always talks about how he's going to sue YouTube. And he got a strike. I don't think this is recent for him. I think this is like over a year old. But he got a strike because of the similar thing to why we got one. Yeah, check this out.
I wanted to get something out there. Supposedly, the reason YouTube blocked my channel is because the trolls said, or you.
Oh yeah, there's always the trolls. The trolls control his life. The trolls drove his wife insane, and now she's in a mental institution. It's like she wasn't living with the trolls.
YouTube themselves concluded that I was somehow soliciting the use of narcotics. So it looks like I might have a lawsuit for YouTube anyway. Because let me make it abundantly clear. I have been drug and alcohol free for over 30 fucking years, and I am very damn proud of that fact. And to suggest that I would engage in the sale, distribution,
I've heard people suggest that he does meth. I don't know.
Or procurement, or the making thereof of narcotics or illegal drugs of any kind, save for perhaps marijuana or shrooms, which are a natural substance that grows wild.
Oh wow, Von Helton said something I agree with.
Yeah,
that almost never happens. Never, ever, ever, ever happens. But yeah, shrooms, they just decriminalized them in Denver. So
yeah, that's actually really great. Like, I was shocked.
I went to the Netherlands, and there's a lot of natural drugs that are legal there, like psilocybin mushrooms and the peyote cactuses, and they have all different kinds of stuff that I'd never even heard of before. They have these seeds that make you hallucinate. And yeah, they don't sell the actual mushrooms. They sell the truffles, which do the exact same thing. They're just like little peanut-sized little mushrooms.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they pack a punch.
Huh. They're so far ahead of the curve. It's weird. I was just talking with my buddy about this the other day. It's like in some states, medical marijuana is still illegal. And like in my state in Oregon, you can walk into a pot shop and just buy, fucking legal weed. It's so weird how it's like two different countries in the same country. Like it's unfathomable almost, because weed has been legal in Oregon for like 4 years almost now. And to think that it was illegal before is like insane. Like my husband was actually arrested, and he spent the weekend in jail because he was busted smoking pot. He had just over an ounce. And to think that now it's like completely illegal, it's crazy.
I have,
but yet in other
still
places,
think Dusty is a beautiful bird.
Yes, he does. He does.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Of course.
I have a criminal record from Ohio getting caught with a weed pipe, and in Ohio they fuck you so bad they take away your driver's license, and it's really bad. But I forgot you lived in Oregon. Like we go there all the time, all the time.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, we live in Seattle, so that's Jeff Holiday lives down there.
We went to Seattle for our honeymoon, and we just like got a really good deal on a hotel because we have a family member that got us the hookup, and we just like Ubered around Seattle for a couple of days.
Oh,
It was pretty tight.
Yeah,
I gained like 10 pounds just eating a bunch of garbage.
What was the best thing you ate in Seattle?
I had these waffles. I don't remember the name of the shop, but it was like a waffle dipped in chocolate. Oh, so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
That sounds like some Belgian waffle type shit.
Yeah, it was like a really tiny shop, and it was like kind of awkward because it was a little bit busy, and there was like 2 tables to sit down on. But that shit was good. Although from our hotel, like we walked uphill, and it was like 4 blocks, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like just going 4 blocks uphill, I like legit felt like I was gonna have a heart attack.
It's very
like,
hilly down there, especially if you're down near the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were right by it. Yeah. It was really bad to and it was just 4 blocks. I'm like, I can do this. Like I haven't walked in like forever. I'm totally out of shape. Like I need one of those fucking I don't know what they're called, those little segways or something like that.
Yeah.
Those 4 blocks. Dude, I almost died. It was so bad.
Yeah, it's those
But yeah,
Capitol
that
Hills. Those hills. Queen Anne. We got a lot of hills here in Seattle. It'll mess you up.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I was 600 pounds and I have to walk around the hills, and I was dead. But
he tried to use a hover round, but it died on him.
Yeah.
Oh really? What's a hover round?
It's like the mobility scooters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of those fat people
it died on you
scooters.
though? What would you even do if that died? Because those things like
Well, I technically didn't need the scooter. I just was using it to be an asshole, and it was like, "Nah, you're too fat."
I used to drive those when I worked at Walmart, and I'd do like carts outside. There'd be a couple of them left out. Those were fun to drive. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed those.
Oh man, when I would go to other countries and tell people that at Walmart we had a bunch of scooters for fat people to ride around on, it blew their fucking mind.
Really?
That there was yeah. Oh yeah, like there are not people like people that are like the magnitude of fatness that we could normally see in the United States is very rare over there.
Yeah.
It's very rare. So that's not something they would normally have, you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would ride a scooter just by choice because I feel like those are fun and they can go kind of fast.
Yeah.
And I'm also just lazy. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
We should have, like, as Americans, once we get our healthcare sorted out and our UBI sorted out, we should have like medical motorcycles.
Medical motor?
Yeah.
It's like medical marijuana.
We just get to ride motorcycles around everywhere.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking awesome.
I'm down.
I just want motorbikes. Oh, fuck motorbikes. It's like we all get our own Mario Kart.
Okay.
Right?
Could I get a bike and have a sidecar on it and you can ride in the sidecar?
Well, I don't want to ride in the sidecar.
We can trade. We can take turns.
Okay.
I just want a sidecar, you know?
Yeah.
Sidecars are awesome.
Sidecars are awesome.
Fuck yeah. I don't know where this conversation's going.
Should we rent a motorcycle with a sidecar and drive to VidCon?
That would be what if it rained? That would be
It'd be the
terrible.
worst, yeah. I want to do it.
That would be terrible. I feel like we're in like the Muppet movie or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Let's do, man, we're almost out of time. We'll do one of these or two maybe.
Yo, safely! Let's go find this hater and put a bullet in this fucking head.
This is Billy the Fridge's favorite segment.
The good kind of fairy drama.
That's because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
All right. These are some cringy raps sent in by the audience. If you want to send us any content, drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com.
Get over it. Look at the new man rising off in the horizon.
Look at
another alchemist, but I am chosen. Some say I'm Solomon Sung, my legacy's just begun.
Is this an Onision video?
No,
I don't think his comb-over's working that well this time. No, I'm just
For
kidding.
you, haven't heard of me on the next beacon. Here to enlighten. I'll take you to Mount Zion. Start to listen to me, for you'll become awakened.
You should open for this guy.
You should open your butt cheeks for this guy.
The duster is really on point.
In the world in how I want to see it, you may as well call me on Solomon. I'll fucking achieve it. Turn it.
I'm a mythical, spiritual individual, about to manifest a miracle. I'm talking metaphysical. So if you don't resonate, go hibernate. I'm here to cultivate, pollinate, hit hydrate, have your seeds rejuvenate. So I thank my spirit guides for the synchronized helping my
Is it like some kind of pagan rap?
I want him to summon a demon just so the demon will kill him. Is that too much?
Would he know that when he summons the demon it'll kill him, or he wouldn't be aware?
No, he wouldn't be aware.
Okay, so he'd be like, summon a demon that totally wouldn't kill you.
Yeah, I would want
and
him
then when
to
the
think it
demon
was
showed up, you'd be like, kill him!
I think he would want it to like think it was a success demon, but it was not. Yeah, it wasn't a success demon at all. It was a murder demon. That would be the best case scenario here.
So there's like clearly a second person who heard this, somebody filming him. So it's like nobody told him, hey man, maybe this isn't like a good idea. You're like
honestly,
35, you
Mike,
don't have talent.
We get this all the
Mike,
time.
There's sometimes where there's 35 people in a fucking cheesecake factory all in the video and not one person said this is a bad idea.
To what video are you referring to, Billy?
I don't know.
To what video do you speak of?
It's not a good
Have you
video.
invoked thy name, Billy?
Damn it.
Have you invoked thy name of cheesecake?
No.
Hi, welcome to the Cheesecake Factory. How are you guys doing today?
Oh my gosh.
Can we get 2 waters, please?
First thing first, I'm your waitress. I'm smart, got my bachelor's degree. But I'm still in the restaurant business. Guess I'm a doctor, giving lessons in allergenics. Should I know if there's gluten in this? Drop it off and check back just like this. Slice of Adam, slice of Craig, slice of Chris.
Looks good.
Slip resistant doesn't mean they ain't still slipping. Taking
how
all the
can it
orders
be
right,
so
never miss
bad
ring.
and so many people be
bringing
a part of
86
it?
back. Bring the food in, where my drinks at? Martini spilling, you should taste that. We're so fancy, see our tasting clothes.
Wow.
We're the best cheesecake from LA to Buffalo. I'm so sweaty.
The funny thing is that the audience, I never hear them say that they're sick of me torturing you with these songs. There are some that are just like Hall of Fame worthy, that they just love. when I play them.
You see, Ryby Jenkins right there, $5. Stop torturing Billy. There are ones that just
Cause I'm
support
on
me.
Expo.
Thank you, Ryby.
Want
Yeah,
to
only sycophants.
go home cause it's about to snow. Guess that, do you take debit? We only take credit. Our guests from around, they all think that we're whack and ask, where's Penny? And we say, who is that? Donate peanut butter September 1st, you're wanted. Better get it in.
All right, here's another classic.
What the fuck?
Here's
It's like they recorded it with the beat in their head and then realized it wasn't the correct tempo, but they're like, let's just roll with it.
Yep.
We already recorded it. Let's just put that on the beat. That is a different tempo.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Do you want to talk about being totally
It's highly
oblivious
illogical.
to how much you suck? This is the ultimate example that I'm about to play right now. Here it is.
I'm excited.
This one's for all my beautiful women around the world. All my Holly Berrys to Roger B. Henson's and Monique's and Jennifer Hudson's and Whoopi Goldberg's. This one's for y'all. I've been watching you from afar. You really stole my heart. When you stare up down that car, you look like a true star. See, I've been watching you from afar. You really stole my heart.
The hook is the best part.
When you stare down that car, you look like a true star. Girl, you deserve an Oscar. You deserve an Oscar. Red carpet ready, girl. You deserve an Oscar. Girl, you deserve an Oscar. You deserve an Oscar. Red carpet ready, girl. You deserve an Oscar. Girl, you deserve an Oscar. You deserve an.
Let's try speeding it up and see what it sounds like.
Red carpet ready, girl. You deserve an Oscar. Girl, you deserve an Oscar. You deserve an Oscar. Red carpet ready, girl. You deserve an Oscar.
I like it sped up because that means it'll be over quicker.
Yeah. Someone said it sounds like Mike Tyson.
It does kind of sound like Mike Tyson. At least he's going to the beat though, right? Like he's matching
You're
up
right, it never gets
the
old.
pace of the rap or singing or whatever with like the beat, and he's not going to his own like tempo. That's what bugs me the most about cringe rap is it's always like they're not singing to the beat, and it's like how are you doing this?
People want me to try slowing it down. All right, let's try that.
No.
So much shorty, the sweetest devil, she's alive for the party.
All right. You know what's funny though? We've listened to this so many times, and for the longest time, we never made it to the end because it's so bad. Eventually, we're just like, fuck this, we're done. But then at the end, we realize there is a rap part where he does rap, and it's way better than the rest of the song. It's actually passable, like good enough.
Which makes me think even worse of this song, because somebody with talent listened to this and still let it get out there.
It's the same guy, I think.
Is it the same fucking guy?
I think it's the guy who sings. He does the rap too. Oh
my god!
So does he think he's a good singer? But I don't know. He must
The
just
rap's
be tone
not
deaf.
even that good. It's just like
it's good enough.
It's just passable.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It takes this from a 0 to like a 5.
No,
you know?
it takes this from a 0 to a
2?
0.2.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Now I'm curious. Now I want to hear it.
You can't just put a delicious chocolate on top of a pile of shit and be like, "Hey, have this delicious chocolate."
Why not?
That's not how chocolate works. There's poop underneath.
I like the show, she really got me hyped up like I've been sipping on some of that Starbucks. I like the way cocktail with the drink, make you walk down the aisle.
It almost reminds me of like Crucial Conflict.
You have it sped up?
No. Now look up for the vampire, cause you try to say heart so long, you wind up. She really has a bling effect.
That's not as bad.
Right.
She like one of the hottest of the night.
It reminds me of like
she's coming home with me.
I got 5 on it type stuff.
And I'm gonna keep stacks
Like
back
if you put
having
auto tune on it, he could be a mainstream rapper.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some research to try to find this guy, and he's just disappeared from the internet. He still has a Twitter up, but it hasn't been used in forever. Mo L.
This is like the early YouTube days, I'm assuming then.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it was at least 9 years ago.
Dang. Yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? It's not rap, but it's like some singer. It's like some shitty YouTuber. It was trending on YouTube, which is why I saw it. This guy called Lance. I don't know his last name.
Lance Stewart?
So bad. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's I'm lost. It's like so bad, and it's like filmed with a fucking handy cam or something like that. And it made me pissed off because it was trending, and it's like, see, this is what gets trending. Like,
Yeah.
and it's all the comments are people just shitting on him.
I'm in a YouTube group with some other YouTubers, and Keemstar brought that in there and was like, "Why the fuck is this trending? Why is this trending? This is horrible." And he's been like picking on him all day on fucking the Twitter. He's just been going after Lance Stewart.
So it is Lance Stewart.
I think it's Lance Stewart. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw him before because H3 was making fun of him because he was doing like these ghost hunter vlogs or like paranormal activity type shit. So that's the only reason why like I'm aware of him. But then I saw it was like trending. I'm like, this is so bad. This is like garbage. And it's trending. Like, what? Yeah. He's trending up there with like the big artists like fucking I don't know, like Tyler the Creator and shit like that. Like, how?
I'm not familiar with this person.
He's just one of the favored YouTube boys.
Oh, okay. One of
like
the
a
few.
vlogger, like so those annoying type personalities.
I think these guys work like they all live in LA, and like YouTube headquarters is down there, and they just go to parties, and people at YouTube are like, "We'll get you trending. We can do that for you. Let's rub elbows." Because there's a video of Susan Wojcicki that came out talking to I can't remember which rapper it was.
I heard
but she was like, "Let's get your views up. Let's get you trending." And it's
seriously, that's so fucked up.
I heard fucking Boogie and Ian from H3H3 talk about how fucking awesome Susan is.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah.
It was from a couple of weeks ago, right? When Boogie was on H3. Yeah, I heard that too.
Let's start talking about how awesome Susan is. Maybe we get some of them views.
Yeah, like it's like I know you guys are fucking brown nosing. Like I love Boogie and I like Ethan, but like, come on, man. Like she's kind of like shit's hitting the fan under her watch.
Yeah.
But like, she's only got the job because she rented the fucking her garage out to the Google guys, right? Like,
oh really? See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she rented her garage to the Google guys before they started. So they started out in her garage. So
Is
now
that
she's
true?
Yeah, that's the Wojcicki history. That's her.
I think there's a deeper history than that. I think her family goes pretty far back, actually. I think her parents, or at least her father, was
and her
somebody
sister.
big.
Her sister runs 23andMe DNA registry.
Yeah.
So between YouTube and
really?
23andMe, they're just selling all your information, your genetic information. They're selling your physical viewership information. It's all it's all going somewhere. The DNA ain't just there to make other people say, I might be susceptible to smallpox.
Yeah, it says here she has Polish citizenship too.
Yeah.
I think her parents are from Poland. Yeah. See, like, her father was somebody important too. It looks like he was a scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a physicist or something.
Stanley Wojcicki is a Polish-American emeritus professor and former chair of the physics department at Stanford University in California. Wojcicki was born in Warsaw, Poland, the son of Janina Wanda Wojcicka, a bibliographer, and Francis Wojcicki, a lawyer. He and his brother fled from Poland to Sweden with his mother at the age of 12 when communists came to power. They eventually arrived in the United States. His father remained in Poland and was soon imprisoned for 5 years of being a member of the government's main opposition party.
Oh, God. All right.
He was never able to get a visa to the United States.
Damn.
And now his cunty daughter... Oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh, damn it. His beautiful daughter is running a wonderful platform, YouTube.com, giving an opportunity to the masses.
We love you, Susan. You're doing amazing. If you're listening, we know you're always
We love you,
watching.
Susan.
We're fans.
This is for you, Susan.
I guess we'll open it up. Are there Streamlabs to read? Feel free to read those, and then we'll, if people want to send them in while we're reading them.
Somebody just mentioned Tom McDonald. I just watched the video, Straight White Male. It's another cringe rap, and that's the one that Anthony Fantano talked about.
Oh, okay.
And shout out to Spec in here saying, it says it's pronounced on the page. It's Vuyu Tsitskai. Yeah.
What?
I'm
not
not
even
gonna
try to pronounce that name.
Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it right out of respect for my own brain. All right. I read it
too difficult.
How I sees it.
I love Susan Worcestershire sauce.
Yes. Yes. I love Stanley Witwicky from Transformers. Ryby Jenkins again said stop torturing Billy. I want to say that again.
She didn't say that again.
I want to say it again. She paid once, but this one's worth reading twice. Stop torturing Billy.
Sounds pretty
I might just actually read this one every time I start to read right at the beginning. Manny said he's had to clean a woman's bathroom before. That's how he got his fetish for dirty bums. He said you can't beat my gym. We're both yellow team. So if I go to his card store and his comic store in
You see
Miami,
how we get Pokemon conversations through donations.
I like that.
There was some super chats here. How do you guys feel about Tom McDonald's single white male? We just talked about that, right?
Yeah, that was one I just saw pop up.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
My Metal Monkey says, "Oh yeah, cringe rap." Yeah, that's our.
Oh yeah,
that's our.
I
flow.
love cringe rap.
Yeah.
I understand why Billy hates it though, because you actually are a musician, so seeing this shit has got to be like nails on a chalkboard.
You know what the best cringe rap is though to play for him? His own.
What?
You heard me. You heard me.
I gotta pee.
No, you don't.
I gotta take a pee.
That's okay, Billy. I won't play it again this time.
Cool.
You have like older stuff that you don't like anymore or something?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a song he did like 9 years ago or something.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm putting this up on the screen to let everyone know that they need to download the Brave browser. It's no longer optional. Please click the link in the description immediately, or a death squad will come to your home and force you to do it at gunpoint. We want to avoid this from happening, so please use the link in the description to download the Brave browser and then install it and use it. Use it to watch all your videos and shit. And they will give you bat points. And you can use the bat points to tip your favorite creators. You just go to their video, like I'm on my own video, send a tip, and you just click how much of a tip you want to send.
Just a tip.
Yeah.
No, back points.
It helps out a lot. It's the best way to support a show without spending real money. Your attention is monetized, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent.
All right. Sorry, did I interrupt? Were you was there any more that you were reading?
Oh,
okay.
I just want to go pee.
I'm not going to play Pinwheel.
You're not going to go Pinwheel?
I'm not going to play Pinwheel.
Good. Oh, Mike, what you got lined up now? What can we send people to go see and watch for you in the next coming weeks, month, year, millennia?
Same old stuff. I do my show. I usually have one video every day. On June 29th, I want to say, and 30th. It's a Friday and Saturday, so I'm probably butchering the date. I'll be at the live Jimmy Dore show in Portland.
I wanted to go to that.
Huh.
It's so much. Jimmy is like, the energy on these shows is incredible. It's really fun.
Isn't he doing two of them too? Aren't there two?
He doesn't back to back, and he's usually sold out. Like, it's so much fun.
I wonder if we could scalp some tickets at the door.
I think that they're still available, but you should try hitting up Jimmy because those are fun. Those are always fun.
I feel weird asking him.
I don't.
You don't? All right.
I'm gonna slide in his DMs.
He
with
knows
a dick
us.
Pic. I'm like, hey Jimmy, check out this thick.
You know
dick.
what?
Can I get a ticket to your show?
One time, we got Joe Rogan tickets, and that was really cool.
Also in Portland.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Huh?
Yeah.
I've never seen his stand-ups.
It's good. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. It's there.
Yeah, I know that he has one on Netflix. I'm trying to go through and find like stand-ups because that's like my new thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to listen to stand-up or podcast like when I'm playing games and stuff. So I'm always looking for good stuff.
I did want to go to that though to see Jimmy Dore.
Yeah, those are so much fun, and the venue that it's at is really cool. Like it's pretty small. It's like 400, so I mean it's relatively small, but they usually have like food and stuff like that. But it's always a really, really good time.
I'm sold.
Yeah. This is the third year that he's come to Portland, and he invited me to each one. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll go. It is like hard to keep up though for me because like I never leave my house. So then seeing like this crowd that's like super energetic, it's overwhelming, but at the same time it's such a fun experience because like Jimmy is so good. Like he does like a little stand-up bit, and then he does like his regular show. It's always so much fun. Like he's awesome.
Yeah, he's been great on the show both times that we've had him on.
Jimmy's a hoot.
Yeah, I think he has a comedy special out there, either on Amazon or Netflix. I can't remember. I think it was Amazon. That's pretty good.
It might be Hulu. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it a couple of times.
I think it's Amazon. And
is it?
Are you familiar with Tim Black? Because he has one out there too.
I love Tim Black.
He has one.
He has a special out?
Yeah, on Amazon. I think it was like a self-produced thing that he put out there.
If you have Amazon Prime, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that he had a special because I love Tim Black too. Tim Black is good people.
Yeah. We've had him on a couple times, which was funny because like when we first encountered him, we didn't get along with him very well, but then we were cool after that. Yeah.
You know what? I had no idea about that because when I was first starting out, Tim Black brought me on his show.
Oh yeah.
And he was giving me like advice. He's like, hey, you should try to get on the Drunken Peasants. I'm like, oh, I'm too small. And he's like, they brought me on when I was really small. And I went to look up his, the old videos and I saw that there was like beef between him and you guys. I'm like, wait, what? There's this whole like genesis here that I'm not aware of. And it's neat that you guys are like cool now.
Yeah. Oh, it was pretty quick. We got along with him fine. And he didn't like Tommy Sotomayor either. So that was good too.
Right. I feel like Tim Black is one of those people who is so easy to get along with. Like he gets along with pretty much like everyone. Just one of those cool like free spirit people.
Yeah, good guy.
I always enjoy talking with him.
All right.
Yeah, I love Tim Black.
So what we're gonna do now is we are going to end the regular show. Billy and we are going to do the post show after this show ends. If you're a patron. $10 plus patron or subscribe star, or if you click the join button below and become a member of the channel, you'll be able to see it. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't get to on the regular show, so we'll be able to watch some videos. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I think we'll get Sticks in here the next time you're on.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm down. We've got all the time in the world. So yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the invite.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it, guys.
Always love having you on the show, talking with you.
Love talking with you guys.
And I'm checking out that Yang Gang interview.
Yeah, check it out. It's a really good interview. I ask pretty tough questions, but it's not like, combative. Like, he's just a cool, open guy. I also had Mike Gravel on. Watch that one too. Mike Gravel's so fun.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
And everybody watching, have a good night.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants.